today.
Well, here goes your Slade's layout, and you got Fracture, courtesy of NRG, and then we have Lotus and Bind, if necessary.
Finesse was cooking in the Soup event. I think about them playing on Abyss, where he's pulling out this Vice Euro comp with a lot of really well thought through ideas there. I would expect almost something similar. I think Vice is viable on Fracture. I think Tejo is super strong on this map as well. There's so much room for creativity.
It's all of those super explosive, early round comp ideas you can run. It's interesting though, because looking at Fracture, which has getting a lot of play in EMEA, they've actually really liked some double Sentinel ideas, whether that's with Sage or Vice thrown into the mix. Now, I don't expect that to be the read from our Americas teams. They've never been as thrilled about the double Senti outside of like the Ascent stuff, and especially in Tier 2. And on a map like Fracture, I think we're going very explosive.
Reminder what Tejo does to Killjoys in these compositions, and as soon as we're talking about creativity,
evil geniuses.
It's EG from 2023 back again.
And Verno's Sova. I am telling you, Verno's Sova is going to be the pick to watch this year. He is fantastic.
A lot of pressure on that young man, but he has lived up to the moments when they needed him in the past. But here comes the change on the other side for C9.
Double smoke, no breach, Mimi.
That's really interesting. I didn't expect a lot of teams to run solo Tejo. I feel like he pairs very well with that breach, can pair with other initiators as well.
They're playing no flashes. I don't know.
All right, folks, well, it's time to send it over to your casters. You can ban TikTok, but you'll never silence Doug and Baby Bay.
That might be true. Actually, I'm not sure. I feel like if the Senate decided that we were going to get banned or the Supreme Court decided so, we'd be out of here. It would be over. Speaking of getting cooked and things being over, Mimi mentioned it on the desk. The Tejo as a counter to the Killjoy. We can talk about the Sova, and I think Verno obviously is a player we need to watch, but that interaction is what I'm most curious to see.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting because there already is such limited spots to play on these sites as it is, right? So I think you're going to have to expect some very unconventional play, maybe playing a lot of retake style from the side of NRG in this matchup.
I mean, Fracture, the map kind of lends itself to that as well. So we'll see how things play out. We are guaranteed to have a very good match. Again, for NRG, there's just so much pedigree there, and it is time for Samsung start match. Load up fast with Samsung SSDs. Cloud9 starting on the attacking side. I want to very quickly mention what we were talking about previously. For Finesse, he's said it publicly in the offseason. This is likely his last year. Now he has the team that he wanted to put together to make a championship run, and that has to start today.
Yeah, but it almost just feels like it's too soon. Why not continue this on for more, surely?
So much towards B already, and keep a close eye on the minimap. There's a flank coming in from the northern side. Meanwhile, Zeppa getting bested by Sam. That kill looked secure. It looked done, but it doesn't go his way. Cloud9 still finding a little bit of space, though. 3 remaining on the defense, and one of them with a dink already.
One suppressed.
A lot of info gathered. A great nade from Oxy, getting 3 into the round.
That kid's already shooting. Ethan had nowhere to go. A great pistol for Cloud9.
Yeah, very decisive. And the finish, the execution on the actual B side, it looked like Zeppa was even ready to clear Finesse in that little corner. So homework done for Cloud9. And pistol round converted as well. What a great start for this team. And sometimes when you're the underdog like this, you really have nothing to lose.
Yeah, I think for as much as there were questions surrounding this team in the offseason, the one thing that's been answered is that Oxy can still shoot.
Yeah.
The guy is still nuts. 3 kills already to start the map. He's got a stinger in hand this time.
This is something that we've seen quite a bit before in Fracture. For those that haven't watched this map in quite a long time, there's a lot of 4-1s that are done on the attacking side with the Killjoy being solo. And the pack that leads together, ready to trade out like that, Mitch getting 2.
Just pistols, really. I mean, the one benefit, or I guess takeaway for NRG, is they managed to grab 2 ult orbs at the beginning of this round. Mod is still playing back towards Dish, but the spike, all of Cloud9 with intentions towards B.
That little stealth bot running into the actual B side sees nothing, so you could probably deduct that they could be in heaven here, and that's where you're seeing the nade and the Tejo presence. It's huge right now. Verno gets flushed out.
Just full artillery. You've got salvos, you've got grenade. I mean, where do you go? A little fickle dance there with Ethan.
Jeez.
Going the way of the defense. Still just a ghost. The Stinger upgraded for the breach. As you see Cloud9 starting to dig their heels in. Still have a couple of rifles to work with. Zeppa is weak, though. This is taking a little bit of time here. Mata's just now getting back to B.
Yeah, I think NRG want to die to the spike here. Maybe get a stun out on somebody, catch them lacking. Make it so they can't exit. I mean, if they can get one of these Phantoms out of the hands of Cloud9, that would be more than ideal.
Yeah, that's a win.
Footsteps are made. There's that stun that I was mentioning. It does delay Zeppa for a little bit.
Player standing.
That's one kill found.
That's Phantom.
Yeah, and they're not going to be able to recover that. You're right.
So yeah, an Ult Orb goes the way of Cloud9, but nobody really close to their ultimates besides Oxy, I believe, and a very successful anti-eco round from the side of NRG. But I do like the approach from Cloud9. Yeah, just everybody having their back. Mitch over there playing anti-stun.
Yeah, he was the only one who doesn't get tagged.
Yeah, and this is that utility that we saw in Heaven here. I mean, you cannot play this side of the map. That's the power of the Tejo and the Rays together.
And so into the next few go. Now NRG with rifles. Light armor on 2 members, and Cloud9 again with intentions towards B.
And a very healthy buy, Doug. Yeah, it's light armor across the board, but everyone really has a Phantom besides Net.
My brother, there is nowhere that you can play in tower. Just not an option. And then once the utility dissipates, Mitch fills the space.
Yeah, this is rough right now. Finesse not having a good time anchoring this B site so far from pistol round to now.
I don't know that they're going to get through this. Mitch is weak.
Yeah.
But are they at a point where they're saving already?
Yeah, it just feels like that's the icing on the cake with the spam of the Phantom through the smoke. And this is the power of the Cloud9 composition. If they're able to get on the actual site, now you have to retake with 2 controllers on the other end. I mean, everything's going to be smoked off. You have to run through blindly. Yeah, you have some of Ethan's utility, but spamming on this map is so prevalent. That's why you see these Phantoms coming out from multiple players of Cloud9. 3 on the board.
A bonus being converted there for Cloud9 is huge.
Yeah, what a great start to this first map of Fracture by Cloud9. Winning the bonus round. That's like half of the battle right there.
That just sets you up so well for the rest of the half.
I mean, after this highlight, it's that spam that I was talking about. No chance at all. But look at the money from the side of Cloud9, and they're still staying on that light armor. Like, they could totally invest in full armor right now and be okay, but they're looking for the long haul right now.
Well, if B's not broken, no reason to fix it. And so with that in mind, Cloud9 go again. There's a little bit more of a defensive presence here, though, as Sam gets the opener in the round.
Yeah, but 1 for 1, and then who got taken out, right? Sam.
No
That's
smokes.
no smokes now on the board for NRG. Now you have to face check. That's why FNS is trying to take peeks. He's so worried.
Targets destroyed.
कैसे Roxy?
Repositioning now back towards tower. He's got a smoke he can clear around. That's a spike in hand. You've got to be careful there. Mitch will fall and the spike will join him. They're going to have to flood back in. Either take the fight or go to get the spike back. With numbers away of the defense and an ult in the hands of Mata, this could get dangerous. This could get messy.
Yes,
This fight is
sir.
going to be so perfect.
Vic carefully and quietly makes his way back to the payload, grabs the spike, now turns his attention towards the site. But again, NRG are poised,
Bangalore comic
posted up and surrounded, ready to go. Off of the tap, not fully committing to the bait. Now Vic committing to it.
Spike planted.
What's the cue for them to go? Ned's gone exploring. He's going to take Verno down. What a shot!
तो मैं 30-40 हजार का बोले ना
Ult now pops.
130
Satchel
के
forward,
कार्ड्स और
finds a
गिफ्ट कर
target.
भाई
Can
को
he find another? Zeppa's going to trade it back, leaving Ethan in a 1v1.
एनिमी कार्ड्स
Over
लेके
for
गिफ्ट
just
कर
a little bit, takes the swing, and Ethan ends out on top.
भाई लेकिन बहुत
It was close,
एक्सपेंसिव था
Doug.
एक्सक्यूज मी
Ethan, some extra pop shots on the body there to Zeppa.
पैसे है नहीं नेक्स्ट राउंड
But
के
it
लिए
wasn't pretty from the side
BM
of NRG
करेगा?
net. He made such a fantastic play, pushing into spawn right there, getting proactive in
मेरे
that
पास
post
ऑलरेडी
plant.
है
In an
गिफ्ट कर
awkward
यार
timing. Right, you wouldn't expect
कोचा
him to be
गिफ्टेड
pushing up
में
at that point. I
एनिमी
think
कार्ड्स
that's what
लूंगा
got
जापान वाला
Not
मेरे
at
को
all.
गिफ्ट
And
कर
Verno, he's been
करो
so sharp all contender season, all off season even. For him to get caught sleeping behind the wheel like that is very rare.
किसको सपोर्ट कर रहे हो
But the thing is once Bruno gets in tune,
यार सॉम
just
मेरा
be
फेवरेट
over.
है लेकिन ऑक्सी का वाइब बहुत इंसान है यार.
Striking pretty
C9 को
distant
करेंगे.
chords right now. But again, still
Toxic
plenty of
vibe
valor to be
insane.
played. An ult in the hands of Vic. And this is a different look from the attack.
very aggressive.
That's messy.
Yeah.
Mata will fall. The ult has been used. Oxy on the
वहाँ
swing.
पलट मारा
and
वे
Ethan
ब्रिंग
dead.
में.
They're going to try to speed up around this, understanding they may have them crunched, but
Bye.
they're just waltzing into their deaths.
Vic MVP है ये राउंड का. Vic is
That
MVP.
Brim ultimate from Vic was perfect to counter the play.
ऑक्सी साइड में मत
That
जा. BM
aggressiveness
करने
from
जाओ.
NRG. And
BM
NRG,
करने
they've
जाओ.
been kind of making it
Yeah.
obvious that they're fighting behind this breach utility, so that's why it's invested from the side of Vic.
Planted. My ult dropped.
Bruno just has to save. He got an orb before. But I'm not seeing too much value so far on this defensive side with the Sova
हो जाओ
from
बंक्स भाई.
NRG.
इसके बाद
Yeah, it's still early days, but you're right. They haven't been able to do a ton.
I haven't really seen many scans or even a chance to really
तो
use it on the
जी
retake. I mean, he got
वो
taken
रेड
out by
फ्लैग वाला
Met there.
बंदा है. दूर रहना उससे. उसका
I
नाम
do
ही
like the
बोचा
way
है.
Cloud9 have approached the beginning of this map. Even for
सतर्क
as much as we
रहिए.
talked about their aggression towards B, how they like
क्या
to
है
play
वो?
around the northern
Chris?
side. Completely different
तो
look
रहिए
here from the
सतर्क
attack.
रहिए.
NRG walked right into what they wanted.
Yeah, they were holding for that the entire time. It's like they just
Right.
had the intuition that it was going to be made.
Key match win I think 19th को है.
And you don't really lose anything when you default like that either.
नहीं 20th को है शायद. सावधान रहिए.
You
हाँ.
understand of the way that NRG has been using this breach utility to showcase the control that they're trying to take in the beginning of the round. And Sova Dart as well. I mean, on the defensive side, you want the info. You want to know where the attackers are going. So if you just wait and spawn, at the very least, you
आज तक
eliminate
इसने
all
मेरे
that
को गिफ्ट नहीं
utility,
दिया.
and then
आपको
you
क्या
can
ही
make your
गिफ्ट
move.
देगा यार.
In this case,
समझ रहे हो?
you're ready for a counter punch. On the defensive side, you want the info. You want to know where the attackers are going. So and now look at the ultimates on the field right now for Cloud9, Doug.
They have plenty.
Turret out.
भाई इसमें क्लो क्यों ले यार लेकिन.
4-1 approach from Cloud9 once more. And NRG, they are on pistols, so I don't know if Cloud9
Viper
really
ज़्यादा
want to
अच्छा
invest
नहीं
a
है.
Tejo ult or a Raze rocket into this round.
इनफैक्ट ओमेन भी अच्छा है.
If they could have it for the next gun round
Extra
and break
blind
the
और
economy
angles
again
भी
of
मिलेगा.
NRG, that would be more than ideal. It's
ऑक्सी
so
देखा
quiet
क्लो
on
को
the
वेट
map
कर
right
रहा है. ये उसके बाद अल्ट है. सब जगह
Cloud9's not really
क्लो
showing
पहले
anything.
पिक ले रहा है.
A scan towards A.
जा तू आगे जा अल्ट है ऐसा बोल रहा है.
Oh, that smoke is to block off what could have been a turret.
जा आगे जा.
And you can hear a ping
अरे
drop
जाना आगे.
now, finally.
Big fan.
There's the contact, but it's too late with the breach
ऑक्सी भी
stun.
लाइक क्या मारा big
Sam already
fan.
gets taken out, and then it's a freeze.
It is just pistols, as you said. Verno's the only one with a rifle.
But they're so patient. They're so cautious. Cloud9 do not want to give away anything.
I think, again, this is showing some of the dynamic calling that's coming out from Cloud9. Not
Taking
only have
it,
they shown
combo
different
थोड़ा
looks,
left
but they've
right
shown
हो
different
गया.
pace.
भाई क्या presence of
Destruction.
mind है भाई.
Across this B site.
One enemy remaining.
Nowhere is safe. Nowhere is safe right now for Ethan. Or Armada, for that matter.
Yeah.
Cloud9 subverting all
Will you
expectations
be there on
except
19th for
perhaps their
GE
own,
watch party ने?
as they're up 4 early.
And they still have all those ultimates
ये
online
मुश्किल
and
मेरा last
available
watch
for
party
this
रहेगा.
round.
अभी
If you win
इसके
another
बाद
round
मैं
like this, you
सीधा
break the economy once again
23rd
of
को आऊँगा
NRG,
शायद.
furthering the snowball.
Watch party करना.
That was that little insta-kill. I like the ideas from NRG, though. They're trying to set up
So
these
this
traps
will
based off
mostly
the
be
breach
my
stun.
last trip.
The problem is Cloud9 are too sharp right
आधा
now.
अच्छा खेलता मैं पहली बार देख रहा हूँ उसको.
They're hitting the shot before the utility is able to land.
Yeah, the timing just feels off. You're right. I mean, at
Yeah,
least,
फिर मेरा
at least
memory
in
gap.
that scenario it did. But again, I've got to give credit and I've got to give kudos to the way Mitch and the rest of Cloud9
मैं
have
तो घूमने
approached
जा
the
रहा भाई.
beginning of Fracture.
And they haven't really even dabbled at A at all. What happens, Doug, when they start dabbling towards that A side of the map?
Yeah, they've only played half the map. You're right.
They've literally only gone B. So it's very, very scary signs for NRG early on here. Because once Cloud9 do decide to run some fakes towards that A site or commit, it's just tough.
घूमने जा रहा हूँ. मैंने NA साइन किया है. नहीं क्या है वो?
Let alone the ults are going to have to face in
DNS
this round.
and
You cannot
NDS
play
and
in sight. And Cloud9 know that. They're going to use that to their advantage. They're going to expect some aggressiveness from
पिन मैसेज
NRG.
हटा दो हाँ भूल
If you
गया
play too far back, that Tejo ultimate, that Armageddon is going to come for you.
था कभी
I
सोचते
wondered
हो
if we would see something
किसी
different,
एकदम
maybe
नए
something
प्लेयर को
for
लेके
Day,
कोच
and that
करने का
does seem
ना
like what NRG is expecting, at least with some of their Sentinel utility. But again, Cloud9 towards B. You mentioned the ults they have with them.
शिक्स को किया था
Early
क्लबिंग में
smoke
चला गया
flash traded, jarred out, not tagging. They're tucking inside of it, but they understand that's where the threat's coming from. That satchel was so good, but Zeppa still falls. Now popping the ult has to be aggressive, has to take the fight, finds one,
crazy.
but him ultimately does fall anyway. They're investing the ult too.
क्रेजी भाई
Perhaps a bit overkill, but again, they got everything they wanted.
It's just a decimation on the board right now. That
Is the
satchel
plane ka
from
sound
Mata
nahi
was
aata hai
so
kya?
good to stop the
se?
showstopper from Oxy. But it's the spacing. Vic, he's so sharp right now when he swings out behind Oxy. It's the power of the Clove as well. It's basically like a
मर्सी
pseudo
ऑलरेडी
duelist.
पहुंच गए हमको पता है
Zeppa, he drops right there
अरे मुझे पता
to the
है
raise nade of Mata, but then he's able to swing out again with that second chance.
आता है
Another
जब
save
प्लान
from
करना
the
उसको
side of
समझा कैसे
NRG.
नहीं तो फिर किल
I
जाएगा
was on the other side of a timeout as well.
Yeah, this is very rough right now. This is on NRG's map pick. This is a map that Finesse basically innovated on. He made a meta on this map, really made it his. You remember the Neon with Victor.
You know, what's interesting is given how this map has gone, you would not think that it was Cloud9 who had just finalized their roster less than a month before the season started.
Yeah.
They look great. They look good. They look great.
Oxy's all-time visit America's ace leader
They've
4
definitely
ace
cooked on
मारे
this map with this composition so far. And we were talking about the Tejo, about how, you know, it doesn't feel like it's a make it or break it in this meta so far. It's more niche and how you play around it. So far, Cloud9 have played around it fantastically on this map of Fracture. And the double smokes, too, to just isolate certain fights that you want. Now we're dabbling in A.
Yeah, they're finally going towards A, and they're not being quiet about it. A couple footsteps made, the drone, which they've seen a couple of times. But that's all they've shown up until now.
Both clove smokes invested onto that site.
Now they know. That should be the cue, the nade, the salvos, everything there. Finesse.
अरे बच गया वो
A little bit of friendly fire that takes down the duelist. And that might be the
भाई
opening that they
बच
need
गया
as Inferno comes
वो
alive. Zeppa and Ned have arrived at the scene. Zeppa's got 3 on the round. Hang on, they've taken this thing back. Can he get
भाई what the
on
fuck
his own? He's found some.
भाई
But the
almost
shots
ace
delivered from the
था
defense as NRG get their second.
Zeppa is in form right now. Yeah, the friendly fire happens in the beginning, but the recovery was almost perfect. He's sitting at 12-6. Thank God for Sam. If you're an NRG fan, he really clutched it out at the end right there, because that would be a dagger
अरे भाई
in
याद
the
हो
back
obviously
of
यार
NRG
कैसा है
had it not gone that way. Look at these shots, man. A little bit of relief.
इसको जबरदस्त C9
Well, I feel like we've been here before. I am being told it's a keyboard issue, which hopefully means that it will be a quick fix.
ये मतलब लास्ट स्ट्रीम में मतलब कांड
But
मारनी है
yeah, we've got a little tech pause again.
हाँ
Let's keep the streak going, man.
मारनी
I'd
है
rather not. I don't want this streak. This is not what I had in mind.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, I didn't lie to you guys this time. We are going back in. It was fast. The situation has been fixed.
ऐसा क्या देख
We
रहे
are
हो
once again stepping into Fracture.
2
where
घंटा
Cloud9
सोया हूँ
really
भाई
run circles
उसके
around
पहले के
NRG.
दिन में 2 घंटा सोया हूँ 48
But
आवर्स
after
में
the
मैं
heroics
4
from Sam and
मैक्सिमम
now
6
4
घंटा
ults
सोया
to play
रहूंगा
around.
ऐसा नहीं खत्म करेंगे
Maybe
टेक
there's some
पॉज
Yeah, good chance right here to bring some
आपको
momentum
एने बेटर लगता है ये नहीं है
into
एने
your favor for NRG.
Ult popped, one found. Do you understand there's more against Zeppa? He can be the tip of the spear when he's got a second lease at life. And he gets a kill on Mata.
He's good. He's here for the rest of the round. He's here to stay.
क्या एनी पे फाइट थी ये
4v5 on a map like this when you're on the defensive side, you kind of have to gamble. You cannot be spread thin. You can't play a 2-and-2 style.
No, it just changes their entire approach.
But the thing is, with complete control of that top side, that dish area, and that turret being down towards the bottom of A main, you have all the info in the world. Now you're able to split A for free. You have the numbers game. You could contact in here. Even if there are members of NRG here, you're going to get the trades. It's a free site.
Right, which there are not. The site is entirely vacant. I think the question now becomes, how much is NRG willing to invest in this retake attempt? They have a lot of key ults, but they are down in numbers.
Full
And in
retake
the
कर
score.
सकते हैं.
This round, this half
Let's
can get out of hand
go
very
or
quickly if they're not careful. Once
forward.
again, Oxy just barely ahead of the timing. Luzepa over his shoulder. There's the swing. Ethan falls. Again, it seems like Cloud9 are just barely a step ahead. And that step is proving to be all the difference.
Forget about the ults when you're proactive in the post plant like that.
That's 2 situations now where we've seen it.
And you have to.
Not good,
Cloud9
but
are playing
stay hydrated,
the
right?
right game right now. You
Good
see the
healthy food.
ultimates on the side of
What is
NRG.
है?
The Killjoy ultimate, the Breach ultimate,
उसका
Sova
tension
ult.
नहीं है.
Don't let them set up. Don't give them an inch to breathe.
One enemy remaining.
And now it's hunting season for Net.
क्या एजेंट है भाई? ए से उधर मारा.
I've always been so impressed with the way that Net is able to find lurk timings on almost every single map. And it felt like for a little bit of time, Net's confidence was a little bit far gone, but I think joining a roster like this, getting a second chance of life, it can make it or break it for certain players.
बुढ़ा हो गया नहीं?
You had your fun. My turn.
You imagine the frustration of being down as far as you are. You finally feel like you have found a little bit of footing. You get an opening kill, and then Clove
Try
happens,
करना था ना.
and it's all gone.
नेट कौन है? नेट
now
तो last
Oxy.
time भी खेल रहा था.
He does have that outlaw in hand. A lot of light armors on play right now for the side of NRG.
It's a south side crunch for them too, but Cloud9 are ahead of it,
Yeah, they read into it again.
Stim beacon here.
and so they're gonna get out onto B with relative ease.
Yeah, with Heaven being cleared, it's kind of obvious, and Zeppa's already setting up for the disruption. It's going to be the head-to-head against Finesse here in Underpass.
ulti का
What is that
counter है.
shot from Vic?
भाई क्या
It's another
कर
slaughter.
रहे भाई?
And again, NRG aren't even allowed the opportunity to wonder on whether or not they should invest some of these big ults.
Standing.
They've gotten a run at it. Verno does have a
बस shots
rifle,
मारे सामने.
and Zeppa is weak. Position now given away. Full set of utility. Takes a quick step back. Spike not playing it yet. Verno having to play this borderline perfectly if he wants to pull this off, and it's desperately needed for NRG. Can he make the magic happen?
Oh,
No.
नहीं लगा.
That's Zeppa with 4 and Cloud9 with 8.
Tap try कर रहा था.
The way that Cloud9 is slotting into these positions right now, it looks so effortless.
Good morning,
And
Benz.
it
Good
really does
morning.
look like they're 1, maybe 2 steps ahead of NRG at the moment. And I just feel like NRG playing this Sova Breach composition, they're so limited on what they can do. And it makes it a little bit obvious.
क्या player है बेज़ा?
And the problem is when it's so obvious like that, you kind of want to make an
Origins
aggressive
आपके
play,
favorite
but
team कौन सी है?
Cloud9,
EME है,
they're thwarting
Fnatic.
it.
The NRG money's still bad.
NA में, I think still Sen.
This map can be so tough when you're getting snowballed.
Pacific में
Just like
G
this.
के बाद PRX.
I mean, nothing really going your way. You're
उसके
losing
बाद
almost every
Gen G.
single aim duel.
China में ADG.
Oxy's still running that outlaw.
Ha. And look, reach flash, dart used towards that lower side of the map,
नहीं है
and
Fnatic
Net,
के
he
बाद.
gets out of dodge. So a lot of info gain right now for Cloud9. That's why you see the prodding up.
TH vibe
into
वाला
that
team
dish
नहीं है
area.
यार. जैसा Boaster vibe है, Celsius vibe है,
Psalm found a lot
और
of success with
second
the Sheriff in the
दवाई,
previous round.
ये लोग vibe है.
Jeez.
Not able to connect there.
TH मारने वाला team है सर.
We'll still have a shot at it though. As the spike makes its noise towards B and now rotates out.
Yeah, they get it. They got the 2 kills there. They know that NRG are probably going to want to compensate. Let's go the other way now. But they might miss their timing here.
No, Cloud9 look like they're ahead of the rotations, and even if they weren't, they have the barrage of utility that will allow it to work. A spam into the smokes,
30 seconds left.
and the team out on the site. I mean, is there even really a possibility here?
Not anymore.
इतना मस्त टाइम लेके मारा देखा. पीक लेगा नहीं लिया मारा.
They really have no choice but to sit back and wait. Ethan on the peak off the stun.
Oh.
The line giving up, and it's not a problem when it's pulled back in like that. I said this earlier, and I really want to draw attention to it again. This Cloud9 roster wasn't even finalized up until about a month ago.
ऐसा बोलना जरूरी है.
Rossi finishes the round. And here's the thing, yeah, there was a lot of drama. Rossi was definitely a heavy hitter for this roster before having to leave. But when you watched Mitch play in that Seattle event, that Red Bull Gaming event, he looked so good. It looked so fluid. That's why they won. His IGLing was so good in that moment. And IGLs have been, you know, the focal point of Cloud9.
Big round here. Again, we've been sitting on this ticking time bomb that's been the NRG ults. Last round of the half, they finally have guns, they finally have money. The problem is Cloud9 have an abundance of their own. A lot of Sentinel utility towards B.
Yeah, just watch how Cloud9 methodically clear out all these angles so they don't have to worry about it.
You should run.
A very nicely timed attacking Killjoy ult. That'll bait out the Sova ultimate from Verno, though.
Remember now, Finesse has one of his own, but again, Tejo's utility single-handedly counters all of that. The side has been carpet bombed between the ult, between the salvos. Finesse uncomfortably trying to find space to breathe and live, and does. And now Cloud9 frees the round.
And Seppa dodges the drone as well, so no real info gathered from NRG. A false sense of security.
I think also with the ult, this round will not seemingly be decided by the ult. It's going to be these first couple of kills. Now you see Sapphire forwards out from Oxy. He spotted one, not able to see the second. Some on the trade. And now ult invested. Seppa takes some damage, but still swings out and gets some.
And he has ult now.
I mean, the advantage that they had is gone. Cloud9 very comfortably in position to close out this half. They still have Vic's ult. Zeppa can play this very patiently. Off the satchel, still not able to get the kill. He will fall.
What the fuck?
But with the spike ticking away, and Cloud9 still with the numbers advantage, this feels like a done deal.
Look at all this post-plant utility. They still have Brim ultimate too, like you said. It's just not fair right now. NRG are getting bullied in the server on their map pick Fracture.
What an outrageously impressive half out from Cloud9.
Doug,
you gotta give credit where it's due, man. That was impressive.
I had the chance to talk to Imi a bit about how much time he's been putting in. He was talking something about 18-hour days, and it's showing. This game plan going into this map so far has been impeccable.
I absolutely believe that. A 10-2 half the way of Cloud9. They rolled them in every way you could possibly think of and imagine, and I don't know that there's much room for comeback, but we'll see if that's the case. We'll be right back.
Nice cut किया अरे वो लोग फिर पोजीशन से हट गए. FNS और John Cutie.
Red Bull gives you wings.
बंदा बहुत प्यारा है लेकिन FNS. बंदा एक नंबर है. Anmol, because he doesn't care what people say, no? अगर कोई टीम चाहती है कि वो आए और उसको लग रहा है वो खेल सकता है वो खेलेगा. वो इसके बाद भी स्ट्रीमिंग में जाएगा वो उतना सक्सेसफुल रहेगा. उसने बहुत कुछ अचीव कर लिया ऑलरेडी. Good night, Nikonj. एक दो पिक तभी लास्ट मिनट शॉट्स कनेक्ट हो रहे हैं. तो पिंगी रहेगा ना लैंड पे वो लोग बिग बाय ब्रिस्ट लाते हैं एल्बो ब्रिस्ट
10-2 half, the way of Cloud9 and Zeppa quietly put up what, 20 kills, 19, 20
नेपाल आने
kills
का
in
क्या
that
प्लान है
half.
बंग
An
पाए
outrageous
फिलहाल तो कोई
performance really
प्लान
from
नहीं
top
यार
to
किधर
bottom
भी
for
ट्रैवल
Cloud9.
करने
He
का
almost had an ace in that half as well. It was so close. It was down to
Next
the wire.
अभी meetup
Sam
किधर
just
होएगा
barely
पता
connecting
नहीं
on the headshot.
And that was what, one of 2
मॉर्निंग
rounds
बेंग्स
that
गुड
NRG won.
मॉर्निंग
Yeah, it's
मैं
been
सो जाओ
brutal
क्या सो
so
जाओ
far
मेरे
from
को
the side of
सूट है इसके
NRG.
बाद
You have to win pistol. There's
Third
no other
time के लिए
choice at
10
this moment. You lose
minutes.
pistol here, it's most likely done. GG, go next map, which is Lotus, a Cloud9 special, right? The bread and butter. I do have to say, out of all the teams I've seen in VCT so far play the Tejo, I think Cloud9 have made it look the best on this map of Fracture. I'm a big fan so far.
क्या लग रहा है
See what it looks
32
like on defense. Most of the hit is headed his way. A dart flash combo to secure a little bit of info and a little bit of space.
अच्छा कॉम्बो
It's
था ना
so
वो
scary, Doug, because if you go into heaven here, those rockets, if they come out in the right timing,
Well, the problem is they're going to have to accelerate somewhere because they're nipping at their heels. They're pushing in from the northern side. Mitch has already fallen. There's
Arre
nowhere to go but
bhai.
forward.
Zeppa, no signs of slowing down.
Ethan able to get one on
इतना
the big.
smoke
Mata's
से ये
pushing into
side
the
पे
smoke. They're going to be able to get out onto spawn. But Sam
Ah?
had to be careful there again.
कर रहा
Net
था सब?
proactive. Cloud9 proactive. The thing is, they've traded places. 3 members remain on the side of NRG. Verno with the ghost and light armor. As Oxy waits in the smoke with a little bit of regen, gets caught outnumbered. Net on his own with the classic in hand. A tap of the spike. Draws out the utility.
Oh,
trying to set up
almost,
shots on
almost.
Ethan, and he can't. The ever desperately needed pistol for NRG goes their way.
Yeah, and it was looking good for Cloud9 too. It looked
यार
like they were
ज़प्पा
going to
थोड़ी देर
have a
रुकता
full
और
crunch
वो लोग को पुश
on that
करने के
side
लिए
of the
वो
map.
करता था ना मजबूर
But the speed up from Mata and Verno onto the
Yeah,
actual B site, it was too clean. The crunch after
morning,
FNS
Sajid.
gets taken out.
ज़प्पा को क्या हो गया
I mean,
पता
the
नहीं
replay of that pushing through the
डिनर
smokes
में
right
क्या
here.
लगता है मस्त मारा मादा
Mata heating up. Is it enough though? Look at this investment from NRG into this round. You have a Stinger, you have 2 players on Ghost.
Careful there.
Things could get very tricky here if you take some chip damage from the utility on the side of Cloud9.
Finesse might get overwhelmed here. He's got to get out.
It's that chip damage I was talking about. They're running him down right now.
He's going to try to get away.
बाप रे बच गया
Now
क्या ये
now
लोग
the
सब
second
रोक
orb
लेके
being
भागेंगे
funneled
उसके
into Mata.
पीछे इतने हरामी लोग हैं वो लोग एक्चुअली वही कर रहे हैं
C9 have taken so much map control with so little. All they really had was classics.
Are they expecting this? On the ropes, they are going to spot him. They are going to find him. Oxy falls, Zeppa's on the trade, but again,
बेचारा वही
the
मरा
weaponry difference is too much for them to overcome.
It's so funny watching this approach. Another one. Mitch is taking the rope now. Stops making noise at the perfect timing, Ethan.
He's looking back.
His spidey senses are tingling.
30 seconds
The
left.
shots were not. At least not that time.
Look at these rockets.
Yeah, they speed up towards B. The rockets were a little late. I mean, intended to delay the rollout onto the site. Mitch falls, and now 2 classics remain.
It was a very timid approach from
के लिए
NRG
जगह
so
हूँ मैं
far,
भाई
but
एनर्जी
it's been proven
हाँ
to be good so far. They do get that spike planted. It's not really in the open for them. They'll probably have to walk out a little bit more if somebody can creep on the side.
बेचारा
But I
map
don't think right
देख
now
रहा था
Cloud9 want to feed any more ult orbs to Sam or Mata, who are slowly creeping up close. Both 3 away.
You know, for NRG, the plan has been to try to get Mata's ult online, as we've
Yeah.
seen how they've handled around the orb. So I think that makes a ton of sense.
Ideally, you'd want to get one up for the bonus round. So C9 have done a great job of not allowing that to happen.
One enemy
भाई
remaining.
बात से मार के चला गया बे
Sam is a little bit closer now. That will probably be a big focus into
इन्हें
this
आ
next
रहे हो इस बार
round.
मास्टर्स यहाँ है पता नहीं यार.
It's going to be a full buy
No idea.
from both sides, but it's light armor across the board for NRG. And this is something we haven't really seen so much, you know, this tournament so far, this kickoff, is teams investing into light armor like this on the actual gun rounds. Especially with how many Phantoms are in play right now, it seems kind of risky, no?
I will see if it pays off. Passive approach from the attack to start the round.
Yeah, just a walkthrough to B main.
That did miss the alarm bot.
क्या अकेला होल्ड कर पाएगा?
That drone will miss both players on the actual
Right.
site as well, but they will be aware that no one's on the actual site.
अरे क्या हो रहा है रे सुबह तेरे को? हाँ? तुझसे
This
शादी हो
alarm
गया.
bot not being broken still could be very bad for NRG. If they decide to back off and lean towards A, it's going to be obvious that no one's in B main.
Yeah, the passive info from it still being up, you're right. Nade through, alarm bot goes off as the satchel does too. Now they know, there's no doubts about it. It's a hit towards B. Ethan committing to getting spiked down.
Oh,
Thought into a
crazy.
jump scare. Gets the best of net. And is now
इसने
looking
क्या
for more.
स्पैम में मारा शायद मिक्स ने?
Cloud9 pause for just a moment, take a step back, wait. So he can bolster up the approach. They're waiting this a really long time here. Mod is playing in the smoke. Waiting for the challenge. He finds another.
Short
That's not twice with
Remada.
7 bullets left. He's taking
Oh,
a
bhai,
lot of
crazy.
damage, but that swing is good.
Crazy. भाई crazy भाई.
Oh man.
Crazy.
NRG.
Shots
They
लग
win that
रहे.
round. Mata. I spoke about it earlier. He's heating up. He's feeling it right now. 15 and 11 gets the showstopper online as well. He was finessing around that smoke, right on a knife's edge, and even the way that he crept up to pinch the player running out of heaven right there.
That kill on the Mitch is
That's
ना?
ridiculous.
इसका
Mitch
बाइंड
knows
देखना
that's
भाई
gonna
अगर
happen. He
उधर
knows
तक
the
जाता
wide
है
swing
तो
is
it's
inevitable.
good, हाँ क्या? भाई
the
सो
money
के उठ
now
गया तू
broken
सो
for
जा.
Cloud9.
Standing ahead.
We're still
ऐसा
5
इसका
rounds
भी
between
वो
these
है
two
क्या
teams, but
भाई?
assuming this goes well, we're talking
गया
4,
उसके
NRG
पीछे
have a
फिनिश
shot
के
at a
पीछे भाग
comeback.
रहे.
And right now, NRG aware that there was a push down B main right there. So it's going to be the speed up on Dish. These are good reactions, good fundamental reactions from the side of NRG.
The drone is so good at clearing out spawn. Tejo's drone. They were able to clear out all of the southern side with just that one bit of utility. Now they can move forward, and that's exactly where NRG is.
Oh.
But even with that in mind, they're mowed over.
Yeah, just overwhelmed, outgunned, outmanned. Raise nade will deny the plant.
Just for a moment, but it's inevitable. NRG gets to 6, and now the comeback
इतना
feels
बड़ा
like it's
डिफरेंस
on.
वाला मैच जा रहा है.
Just seems
सीनन
like
जीतेगा
both
भी
teams have
सीनन
such a
बहुत
good
strong है.
understanding of how to deal with the defensive aggression from each other. The reactions have been so cool to watch from both sides. NRG now in the driver's seat.
And an opportunity, or at least an attempt for Cloud9 to change that and turn those tides a bit, as Imi calls a timeout.
Bye-bye, good morning. Love you too.
Yeah, both teams have struggled with trying to mask where they're being aggressive on the defensive side. I wonder now if Cloud9 take a more standard approach and maybe try to play a little bit more of a retakey style.
Possibly. I think what I would love to hear from you, though, is what is it that is working for NRG? That's 4 rounds in a row now.
It's just the quick reactions that they're doing based off of the utility that Cloud9 is using in the early round. It's honestly the same thing that we were watching Cloud9 do to NRG themselves. So you have to try to either do mid-round reclears, or you need to play retake on a site and just play a stack on the other. You have such a big lead. You've amassed such a big lead, a 10-2 half.
I mean, it's
Like you could essentially 50-50, and you're bound to get lucky at least once, right?
Right, sure.
Once or twice, get that tie secured at least. Maybe start stacking your ultimates, which it looks like they're going to have some ultimates coming online and available on the defensive
कर
side.
दिया जेम्स ने. सीनन जीतेगा.
But they did such a good job on their attacking side to give
Next
them this
round
buffer
ultis देखो
because
बे, वो लोग
when
ulti
you
का
look at this
rotation
roster
देखो.
of Cloud9, There's so much young talent here that really at any moment, one of those players could pop off and just take over an entire round.
It's been Zeppa who's done that for most of the map, but hasn't gone
भाई
quiet
जोकर का
since.
डिसीजन खेलता हूँ मैं
At
क्यों
19 kills
खेलता
at
है रे
halftime, has only gotten 2 since the
काय
flipping of the
उसका रैंक
field.
अप कर रहे हो उसका डी रैंक करके आयन लेके जाना मजा आएगा
We didn't get to
भाई
see
का
it, but we
वन
heard
टैप
it.
That
मारा
must have been Prius observing if we missed it.
सिर्फ
Yeah,
एक बुलेट
we
लगा
heard it in and out of the server.
There.
And now you kind of have to gamble if you're Cloud9. But do you expose your body again?
I mean, you have to do something to get info, right?
Jeez, the lineup. Mata 3 to the round. He's on fire right now.
क्या मारा भाई उसने
I don't know. How does Cloud9 really do anything here?
Player standing.
क्या मारा भाई
You talk
उसने
about getting overwhelmed. As soon as those few kills go the way of NRG, they just accelerate. They push the pace.
And I get it from Cloud9. You're down a member very early on. You want to try to even the numbers. But the problem is
वो
when you
short
play
दिखने का।
against NRG, who a lot of people compare to like, you know, a very Counter-Strike fundamental style. It's
कौन
a
सी
thing
टीम
in
में खेला था
Counter-Strike
last
to
time?
wait after you get the first blood and wait for
पैसिफिक
re-aggression.
होगा very unlikely
So you kind of have to
पैकिंग
bide your
करना
time
बचा
even more and,
World Tour
and understand that. Maybe use utility behind it for the reclear.
पैकिंग करना है दाढ़ी वाड़ी काटना है तेरे को पता दाढ़ी काटने कितना बजे आ रहा है बंदा घर पे
I think as we
सुबह
think
8:30
about
बजे
what the rest of the half may hold, again, Cloud9 are broke.
सोचो मेरा
And NRG,
Schedule
I mean,
कितना
they've
tight
done
है तो फिर।
almost everything perfectly this half, but one of the things they have managed exceptionally well is how they've handled the eco situations, anti-eco situations. And so if they continue to be as disciplined, we can assume that there's a good chance they get to 8.
कितने करते हो बेड
Yeah, there's got to be something to stop
प्रॉपर
them
करने
winning
का
here
नहीं
for
खुद से
Cloud9.
प्रॉपर
It's got to
उतना
be the
होएगा नहीं
ultimates. They're already stacking them. Why not? But it's just when do you use them when this is happening? That is
क्या
disgusting.
मारा बे
Off a wide swing, too. That's...
You should have seen what I just did the Mitch this round. You see that, Bruno?
I love how calm he is as well when he's doing all that. Like, I feel like if that was anybody else, they'd just be
भाई
popping
मेरे
off.
को
Like,
क्या
"Oh,
ऐड
just
जा
the
रहा है मैं
shot
तो
I just
मेंबर
did."
हूँ
Yeah, the duality
मेंबर
of
और एड्स
Bert,
का कुछ कनेक्शन नहीं
It's just
है
a guy.
Mata there, and then
यूट्यूब
had Oxy
प्रीमियम
done it.
लेगा तो तेरे को एड्स
Should have
नहीं
seen what
आएगा
I did, man.
मेंबर और एड्स का कुछ कनेक्शन नहीं है लेकिन मैं एड्स बंद करके रखता
Cloud9 with the spread approach. NRG with the spike towards the northern side of the map. And Mitch has not used his drone.
Shopify में
Off
तो
the
पहले
stun.
इसके अच्छा
As the other drone goes forward. Oxy could be in a world of hurt here.
Yeah, Mata slipping by. Nobody spotting him on the cross. He's getting inserted right now.
He does have ult though, Oxy does. So plenty of firepower to punch back, but it seems like NRG are rotating away.
Yeah, this is a smart play. The double insert, triple insert, actually. If NRG can get these players off of Dish as well, it'll open up the map even more. That break of the dark gives the info to Finesse that there is a player towards that Dish side.
Oh, and I think also
लेकिन
for
कोई
Cloud9,
नहीं
it's
हिल रहा है
intended
भाई
to suggest that that's where the hit's going.
Yeah, a
But
good
they haven't
stun.
moved. There's the stun, there's the ult popped, and it never has a chance to go off! Mata again! Heroics for NRG!
Oh my goodness.
As he continues to push the pace. A man on a mission, single-handedly taking them apart. The man has come to life. Finesse in a tough spot there, but now, again, the Tejo used. Som finding a little bit of solace, a little bit of safety. As 3's on the round. Spike has been planted, Ethan will fall. There's still an opportunity here, but Mata's gonna have to do it on his own if he wants to pull this off. He's spotting Mitch, sees the missiles fly by. Off of the tap, can't take a step back. Now cleared, and now found, spamming into the first. He's gotta get onto net, and he cannot. The defuse is stuck as Cloud9 get 11.
Cloud9, they steal this round away, Doug.
भाई
That should
एक
have
बंदे
never
ने
happened.
इतना किया है
FNS, he fumbled the bag right there. It has to be said, it really did come down to that. You would have had numbers advantage. All of a sudden, you play a little bit more disciplined on the actual site. You don't have to peek out heaven. Mata, he did such a good job of busting open this site. But Zeppa winning the head-to-head in that main duel, that should never happen.
क्या चल रहा है चैट में
It's not over yet, though.
बाप रे पूरा chat अभी
Perhaps the
चल रहा
possibility
है.
of numbers advantage again. That ult could be explosive, but the problem was Zeppa had already been killed. So now he pops his ult. The Raze rocket's negated. He still has to find some sort of damage and cannot.
He did chip down Mata down to 33 HP though, and Verno down to 68. These are the heavy hitters
Indra
of
se
this
jayenge
energy
kya wo
squad.
log?
Yeah, Verno's been a little bit quiet on this map. But Mata has been anything but that.
यही esports है भाई. जहाँ पे लोग प्यार देंगे वहाँ पे लोग hate भी देंगे.
Down numbers once again for Cloud9. They're getting
Esports is
proactive,
rough.
clearing out all that top side of the map.
With all of that cleared, and with all of the utility they have towards A, NRG could be walking right into the teeth of this defense.
Yeah, this is so tough. But if Mitch gets picked off here,
चार
could
बंदे
turn the
लोग
tide
first
for
back है
NRG
ये पे.
if they decide to go through this door.
Does Net pop a proactive
30
ult?
seconds left.
I mean, there's only 30 seconds left. NRG are going to be left scrambling if they don't speed up. And there's still mollies on site. Look at where the mollies are. It's to deny any plant back site.
और बाकी
This
जगह
could
पे
be
बाकी
disaster
nades
for
आएगा.
NRG.
Load
Oh,
लग
this
गया.
is tough. The
Load
rockets
लग
as
गया.
well.
And we'll delay a little bit longer. Now there's the ult.
Can the nade break it?
I mean, there's nowhere for them to go.
The nade doesn't break it.
There's no good situation for them. He has to commit to the plan, and he can't even do that. Cloud9 again. They're going to get to map point, and they did that in a beautiful way.
What a read from Cloud9.
Match point.
And that's all because of the proactivity. Clearing out all of Dish. The turret was posted up there the whole time. If they go B, it's fine. The gamble was perfect from the side of Cloud9.
NRG calling a timeout here. The ferocious attempt at a comeback that looked so promising has, for all intents and purposes, dissipated.
बहुत गलत
The way
खेला
it's
यार.
happened too, it's so rough.
On so many levels.
I can't imagine what it feels like in the server
First
when
pick
something
के
like
बाद
that
हो गई.
happens.
I mean, I hate
You
to
knew
go,
you had it.
Yeah, I hate to go back to this though. If you weren't at a 10-2 half,
Yeah. You're
you
never
wouldn't
in
be
this spot in the
situation.
first place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
But the truth is, you're down 10-2 at half. It doesn't matter how great of a comeback it is. You fumble one round, two
कब
rounds,
से
all
कब
of a
तक
sudden.
छिनेगी? कल
gotta
से
play
लेके
perfect.
23rd तक.
You're 100% correct, Doug. In Cloud9,
Team
even
resume
down numbers,
23rd
it's like what I
se
said, just gamble a site 50-50. It's okay to go for a re-aggro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
And
You
if
can win
nobody's
with
met-
game sense.
I mean, you have the entire map.
Where are you going, Binks? I'm going to meet my school friends. New Zealand, US.
Sova Ultimate, the only thing online right now for NRG.
ऐसा.
One off of the breach ult, two
Foreign
off the
trip.
breach ult, I should say.
Russia.
Meanwhile, Vic is just one off of his ult too. Cloud9 have looked really good.
Language
Yeah,
set,
there's been a
language.
smudge on that performance in the beginning of this half, but they've played
कब
well
जा रहे हो?
enough to
कल
close
जा
this
रहा
thing
हूँ.
out.
कल
Can they do
Watchparty
it
नहीं
here?
होगी. कल मतलब 19.
NRG starting to speed up towards
आज भी
A.
शायद Pacific नहीं करूँगा. Time ही है.
And look at the reaction on the mini-map from Cloud9. As soon as all this utility is made, Net is communicating. And Cloud9 push all the way down B main.
But I really hope ये third
That
match तक
drone
जाए. भाई 8:30
was
बजे तक
far
होएगा.
back enough
दाढ़ी
for
वाला
Mitch
आएगा.
that
दाढ़ी
it did
करेगा.
clear
सो जाऊंगा
spawn.
उसके बाद.
My ult's ready.
The entire B side of the map controlled right now by Cloud9. Now understanding that it is a heavy lean towards
Our
A for
Guardian
NRG.
Devil, no
Finesse is going to need to
idea,
go huge
bro.
here, but there's 3 members on the other end.
You buy time though for Verno to clear some space, and maybe you go back B, but you're right, Finesse is in trouble. That's another kill down. The question is now, where do they go off of this?
They have to speed up, but there's, again, trips here. The rockets here.
Everything is here. Amada satcheling forward. Sobol to his face, not connecting on anything yet. Verno dropped.
He got flanked by Oxy, who took the rope.
30 seconds left.
They can't even commit to the plan here. Ethan's
Yes,
been
they can.
flushed out. Saw him doing his best to contribute.
Nade भी
20
है.
seconds left. A second attempt at committing the spike down. And again, a second situation where they're flushed
तो
out.
flank भी आ गया chat.
So much utility, but Sam, he's the saving grace right now.
He's gotten another. Mada's joined the fray. Now Ethan, third time is a charm, manages to get the spike down. Zeppa on the swing. Bets Mada, and now the Rolling Thunder push them back to buy some time, to create some space, and that's exactly what they do. Vic in a 1v2, 45 HP, no armor. Trying to get them across the finish line, and it's gone from hard to harder. Just a sliver of health now, not able to stand by the stun. Sam gets 4, NRG
Mara
stay
ne bhi
alive.
mast mara shot.
Sam coming up huge right when NRG need him. That was such a good round from Cloud9. The delay on the spike plant was almost perfect.
तो हमने निकाला लेकिन ये round.
But taking the head-to-head against Oxy when you're down numbers like that, that's not an easy thing to do. Clutching up at the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity. Even that, just jumping over the molly, understanding that that's the finishing blow, making it so hard for Vic.
And managing to dodge the breach ult too.
Seven zone आ रहे हो बना रहे हो बना रहा हूँ.
Very nicely done.
Pika pika love
Just
you
like that,
यार.
C9 has no money. There is some light armor invested.
मतलब मैं
Sheriffs
सही में
across
आ
the
रहा हूँ
board,
लेकिन
except for Vic.
only for my school friend.
Yeah, if you guys haven't had enough of this emotional roller coaster, I don't think we're getting off this thing anytime soon.
Yeah, this is classic Fracture. Feels so good to be back.
सुना utils.
They've essentially bullied them off of the site. Cloud9 forced to
ना
vacate the
बसड़ वाला
space.
utils है भाई.
Sam committing to the plan will succeed. And now the orbital strike.
Yeah, full post plant here. Molly, orbital strike. You've got the breach seas. You look at Ethan in the lineup spot right now on Mada's screen.
There's a little bit of room here for Tevin if he's not careful. Yeah.
That's a big kill though from
हाँ
Sam once
shot
again.
मारा. बस सॉम को जिंदा रहना बस.
How much further do they go? Oxy managed to upgrade a weapon. This is a late attempt, but they have nothing to lose.
Stun Molly.
It was just a tap, but it was enough.
One enemy
The
remaining.
spike
Nice.
will go off. A few more kills found, but I think the biggest one there to
Line
take
up था
away
क्या वो?
from was Finesse getting
बेचारा
that
फिर
kill
से
at the
मरा?
end.
Yeah.
He's now 1 away from having his ult online.
And they were able to
Oxy
hold
ने
on to the
crazy
Brimstone
मारा था.
ultimate as well.
You are no doubt
Sam,
man.
understanding that he doesn't have to invest that. I was going to say the most ideal scenario is Cloud9 are able to bait that out, but with that now being baited out, it opens up another opportunity to come back for NRG.
NS streamers are radiant. The server is easy. Nope.
This time, full armor invested across the board for NRG, not dealing with those phantom headshots from Zeppa.
Everybody's aimer.
They've had enough.
They are refusing to call it quits.
सॉम
Never
है
say
भाई
die
सॉम
for
है
NRG.
सॉम है. सॉम है.
Does Finesse pop his ult here? Is that the plan? A hell ult?
Yeah, it gives you a free sight. That's why you see proactivity from Cloud9 in A main. But the turret should be in range. It's not smoked off. Info now gathered from NRG that there is a flank.
But there are suspicions, if nothing else. Finesse is going to have a lot to do here.
4 seconds में
Virgo,
molly डाल
close
देने का.
by. A little sidestep now, a second swing. Just waiting patiently. Trying to pepper through the smokes, through the utility, and Vic falls.
ऐसे
Yeah,
भी
Mata
तुम मारा
pushes through
बे.
the smoke in spawn. But he gets
Oxy ने
traded
कैसे
by
मारा?
Oxy now.
Right here.
So
They've
side
got them
पे तो
boxed
कोई
in.
है ही नहीं.
This is a very dangerous situation as the smoke goes down. Sam with very nice snaps! Unreal from the controller! We're gonna play another round.
एक ही
Barring
बंदा
a
मारा
miracle from Oxy.
बेचारा.
And that will not be the case.
बेचारा एक ही
Sam
बंदा
is just
मारा.
on a different level right now
अरे
in the
किन्हें
server.
बताओ
He has stepped
बस
up so
ओज
huge
में
in these
लूंगा
last
नहीं
3
मैं.
rounds. The impact he has had is like nothing we've seen so far in this server.
एक ही
He
बंदा
is now
मारा.
above Mata. 27, 12, and 13 assists to his name.
क्या
Pushing
कोई नोटिस
30
कर रहा है?
and clinical with it again.
Oh, man.
So smooth.
It reminds me of that Icebox clip of him playing in the back of A-Site by Yellow.
ए भाई इसलिए मेरा फेवरेट
Just
स्ट्रीमर
can't ask
सॉम
for
है.
much more.
So
हाँ?
reminiscent.
For Cloud9, it's been bend but do not break, but the cracks are starting to show.
बेचारा एक ही
Every
बंदा मारा
round of
बे.
heroics from NRG, they get that much more brittle.
सुबह बीटी मिल रहा है बेचारे को.
And just to give some context, if you are Cloud9, yes, you have secured the tie no matter what, so it's not the end of the world. But if you let it go to OT, all of a sudden you start sweating, your palms get sweaty. Your hands might start shaking a
जल्दी
little bit.
पिंकी का मोबाइल मेरे हाथ में लेना पड़ेगा ताकि वो कॉल ना करे अर्बन वाला.
You're not going to finish that Eminem reference?
No.
Honestly, I'm proud of you for not.
I heard somebody laugh in the crowd. I was like, got him. You got him.
Cloud9, again, as has been the case for a couple of rounds now, on the doorstep.
Tibbon जगह टॉप शर्म है. शर्म है.
That's a damn heavy door.
Yeah. A great buy from Mata, getting the outlaw. Understanding that Cloud9 like to invest in that.
Zepa भी
light
alt top लेगा. ये लोग ये round
these
निकाल सकते हैं.
eco rounds, but
अगर
gun rounds as well.
कुछ fast ये लोग कर दिया और
And he's
left right हो
just
गया
a
ना.
few pips away from having his ult,
Oxycult बहुत use हो
which
सकता
could be all the difference maker in an attempt for OT. And so in we go one more time.
And interesting smokes right now from Cloud9, denying both A main control and B main control, or upper B.
There's so many little trap setups here. Playing behind
है.
boxes,
मैंने
looking
अपने
for cheeky
punters
kills.
को
You've got to judge
बोल
for
कर आया
Mitch.
customs में checks दिख गए गायब कर रहा. Excuse me.
Stun. This Ruba
Love
isn't
you
shot.
बिका
Oxy
नहीं आ
will
रहा है सबसे नहीं
be
आ.
found out.
And it's clear to
Love
be
you.
There's that break. And does Oxy want to invest the showstopper here if contact is made? Maybe after he
कर
gets the kill.
सकते हैं अगर slow
Looks like he's
गए.
not going to get contact anyway, but
Oh fuck.
Mitch,
maybe that was
Combo.
the idea.
Mitch might get called
Combo
utility out
bench
here.
combo. Turret में
So
stun.
risky, but it's off the turret though.
Careful.
और
Is it a
nade.
trap setup off the turret?
I mean, if they're tucked right beneath it, it's not going to
way.
matter.
But it's Sam again. What a heads-up play. We talking about impact.
Bro, Short Kings, stand up. I mean,
Or maybe don't stand up. Maybe
yeah,
just stay
maybe
short.
don't, yeah.
30 seconds.
Good.
First blood. NRG understand that there is going to be re-aggression from Cloud9. Net gets taken out. It's a free sight right now.
Oxy's not going to find any space. The spike is going to get
Good.
planted.
Good. आ गया.
Ethan's
FN
plenty
is
far
back.
away from having his ults online, but we'll get one step closer. As Sam swings out. Well done by Vic to get one, but NRG get to 11.
What a clean anti-eco, Doug. But the awareness to crouch under that turret, because you can't really hear that at that distance.
The only problem
I mean, you mentioned it. That's what the setup was.
is
The turret goes off, the stun
Globe
goes out,
ult.
That's
he
brutal.
swings and gets a kill.
That is absolutely
Plus I
brutal.
think Mitch कहाँ ना
I
कहाँ
mean,
का और
you're never
लेगा.
going
I
to see
think
that
aiming
turret
का
ever
और
again from
वो
Cloud9
free
if
में
we
ले
see them play
सकता है.
Fracture again.
Not from that far back.
No, no way.
With smoke
Yo,
and
this got a
stun.
bad turret.
Yes, he did.
Oh, man. It's not over yet, though.
Final round of regulation. Ults on either side. And they're both coming from a position of strength here. Light armor a little bit for Cloud9. Oxy's close. And remember, he's got that ult.
भाई इसके
Oh my
contact
God.
में
Does
ult
he
मारेगा.
pull the trigger? Yes, he
Oh my
does.
gosh.
Satchel's out. But there's high ground. Mata gets the best of him. What a play. Still more to be done, though. Zeppa gets cleaned
That
up.
was the diff
Numbers
right
advantage the way
there,
of the
huh?
attack. Trying to commit to getting a spike down. And it's uncomfortable. It's not safe.
भाई उसने double session नहीं
They're
मारा.
all so weak. It's Finesse is the only one that's healthy. As Mitch tries to dance around the utility, tries to find a sliver of hope, a little bit of space, some breathing room to make a play.
Oh,
Everyone's so low right now for NRG. 3 players, 1 shot.
The drone cleared out, not even getting the suppress. Meanwhile, I still train towards Dish. Finesse is lying in wait. What's the call for the swing off the breach? And that's
Nice.
normally it, but again, a massive kill from
Nice.
him. He swings out, gets a second. Net by himself, still has 2 more find. The molly at his feet as he continues to tick away. Another one there. He swings
oh,
out.
finally,
OT on the cards.
finally.
What an unbelievable comeback from NRG.
अभी OP लिख
And
देंगे ना?
Finesse getting 3 to close it out.
अभी OP लिख रहे क्या हरामी लोगे बे.
He made up for it and some.
अभी OP लिख रहे.
What a banger match, Doug.
Look,
FN
man,
is good.
people can say what they want about Finesse and his fragging, and oftentimes it is fair criticism. But man, when he needs to step up,
And the calls were insane. That entire comeback starts with him.
Let's go,
Being able to be
boys!
composed, read into what Cloud9 are doing on the defensive side.
FNS masterclass. By 10-2 switch से comeback हुआ है.
Immediately into overtime.
Considering वो लोग पूरा
The
game
slate has
3-5
been
खेले
wiped
शायद.
clean.
2 बंदे नहीं मार पा रहे थे
Cloud9
भाई
back on
एनर्जी
attack.
से.
And if you remember, this is where Energy struggled mightily.
Launching smoke.
Bomb grenade out.
जब
Yeah, I'm
combo
surprised
कर रहे
he's still
तब
even
करने
playing
का यार.
This heaven side,
Yeah,
with what he
given-
had to experience, right?
Yeah, given what we saw from him. First it's an nade, then it's the missiles. Really just kind of paving the way for Cloud9 to get into tower. And they're going to continue to push this. There's not even an insertion. I mean, they want to stay here. A dangerous predicament they find themselves in.
भाई अगर A ने गए तो लग गए
But it's
लोग
one they
के.
made by their own volition. The swing up from Psalm tries to snap onto the
Psalm
second, and
ने
he does. Holy crap!
दूसरा कैसा मारा?
Unreal! That was ridiculous, but somehow it's only Ethan in play right now. He does have a lot of breach utility.
Almost all of it. 20 seconds left on the stun. Spike's still not even planted yet.
Yeah, and last time Mitch was in this position,
30
he
seconds
crossed all the way over. That breach sees could be enough.
Do they try to leave? They don't have a lot of time for this here.
क्यों यहाँ से जा रहे?
But
टनल
close
बजेगा.
smokes.
So smart.
That's the difference maker.
But here's the problem. The time is running low right now. The breach
भाई
seed,
aftershock भी
he can
है.
get him off. He's not going for it, though. He's just going to swing through dry and net. He'll take him out.
Then aftershock क्यों नहीं किया?
Switching sides.
Cloud9 again find themselves at the door of taking Fracture.
Placing sentry.
Wow, with so little time. I thought Ethan would surely use that breach seize, but maybe he thought it could have been a tap, but a reposition.
That is filthy.
But it's all for naught. Sam is sitting at 30, though.
Another attempt for NRG to extend
30
the
kill
map.
मारा सॉम ने.
A lot of focus towards Arcade, as has been the case the entire map. Mata 2 away from his ult. They continue to put playmaking tools in the hands of the youngster, in the hands of the star. One in the making, satcheling forward, satchels right by him, and Mitch was ready. He's managed to get a second, and this very well might be it. Can Cloud9 finally drag themselves over the finish line?
Redemption round.
Will Ethan do it again?
ये Ethan का redemption
The
round है.
heroics from NRG, excuse me, that have been so problematic.
ये लोग दोनों बारी-बारी से
Again, rear their
redemption
ugly
खेल
heads.
रहे हैं.
They're weak though. And
अरे
Oxy's
मरा.
still alive.
अरे
He didn't spot him. He didn't see him. Now finally spots him. Finesse on the trade.
Spike planted.
And now Zeppa filling in on the space that Oxy previously had,
मिच के पास nades है.
with Mitch not far off. Ethan has his ult,
Ethan कैसे
but he's
बैठा
not
है यहाँ
really
पे?
playing
मर
in a
गया
position
Ethan.
where he can
मर
invest
गया.
it.
और फिर
Swings
क्या?
out onto one. Zeppa hadn't been tagged, and that will do it. He top fragged in the first half, and he closes things out. Cloud9 take Fracture.
क्या हो गया यार Ethan को?
An absolute banger. Map 1 on Fracture, NRG's map pick. But you said it perfectly, Zeppa, the one who stepped up in that first half. 19 and 10 was his score.
भाई 10-2 comeback
And he was
अच्छा था
almost
लेकिन
30, closing it out in OT.
it is all
creeping up
Storm and
A-main.
Mada.
Managing to dodge the
All
breach.
Storm and
yeah,
Mada.
Ethan was in a pretty miserable spot
Yeah.
there, but that doesn't take away from the play that Zeppa made. That was enormous.
Hats off to NRG for fighting through that. That was a tough match to come back from.
I mean, they gave it a
I feel
run.
plant के बाद direct ult मार के
It just wasn't enough.
reposition करना था उसको.
Just
किधर
every
किधर
year
पे
I
ult
watch
मारा?
this Cloud9 squad, I just get so impressed. They really innovate. I mean, this composition, I was telling you beforehand, I was like, I'm not even sure how they're going to get into sights.
2v5
But
कर
they
लेते.
made the tail
3v5
look so
shots.
good. I haven't seen a team really make it look this good. And Mitch, he's IGLing on the roll nonetheless.
I think Mitch's calling was really impressive. There are so many things to take away. Psalm was nuts. it was incredible.
भाई
Again,
सोम तो
Cloud9 walk away on top. They survive overtime. And they
सोम
take
तो
the
आज
Lotus
रात
series
को
lead.
बैठ के
We'll see
पूरा
you guys
यही
on the
मैच
other side of
देखेगा
the
मेरे हिसाब से. सोम का आई थिंक बेस्ट गेम एवर इन esports है उसका ये वाला. Mitzkilan Mada was huge. हाँ शॉटी लेके बैठा था बे वो भी. मैं पानी लेके आया.
Okay, TC Cream. We need you guys
फोन भी चार्ज करके आया. पिंक को भी फोन लेना.
Let's go.
कट से आया. कट से आया.
Let's go. Let's go.
For real. I am joined by Mini. No, you got me. I am joined by Emmy here stage side after that nail biter game 1 versus NRG. What was the solution to close that out after almost losing it? And
Hey, I'm Mitch, and this is my team, Cloud9. First up, the man with the beautiful hair and the best flex in the game, Zeppa. Next up, the prodigy, the golden child, Oxy. The muscle man, wrestler, and the ghost, Vic. Last but not least, the man making his return to the VCT Americas stage, the grinder, Net.
I am joined by Emmy here stage side after that nail biter game 1 versus NRG. What was the solution to close that out after almost losing it? And
Turns out we'll never know. Shame.
I'm an expert rip leader.
Go on, Ender.
I'm
What's
an
that word
expert
you
rip
said?
leader. I was going to say the trick was just killing Som and Mata first. And once those two players are gone at the start of the round, OT is easy.
Thank you so much, Coach Ender,
you're
for that
welcome.
breakdown. But that was a wild match, though. 14-12 finish. Cloud9 get the dub, but my goodness, did they have to dig deep at the end there? Because Mimi, I thought NRG were going to run away with it.
Hey, the script is so perfectly lined up. The last game for Som and Finesse, losing 9 rounds in a row to choke to C9. Here, they win 10 rounds and a half to get to OT. Finesse goes from pieing in his re-debut to getting 3 kills to take it to OT. And it wasn't enough. C9 just locked in and closed it out in OT.
Yeah, genuinely, I'm just like shocked at what I just witnessed because it seemed like at the start when NRG were finding the momentum in the second half and getting it back, it was by really good entry pathing from Mata. I thought that once NRG were on the attacking side and running some of their set plays, their execs, it was working very nicely for them. And then Som came out of absolutely nowhere to go 30-15 in a loss. That's a rage quit if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, man, that's a tough one. But the thing is, though, is let's not forget, right? Like C9 had a buffer to work with because they were going in.
Sure.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Into the half, like look,
10-2 up,
yeah.
yes, and still almost lost it. But that was a incredible game for Zeppa. He was the guy getting absolutely clowned on this
problem ये
offseason.
है कि
He
पिंकी
locked in
मोबाइल
here.
पे सोई
In the
है
first half, I think what they really displayed
और
was
साढ़े
how
आठ बजे
strong
मोबाइल
this
बजेगा
Teo comp is,
तो उसको उठना
especially
पड़ेगा
for taking space arcade
मेरे हो
and kind of winning the early fights on this map. You see there, they have so much utility, completely flushing out Heaven, winning this space a few rounds later. Energy adapt, they try and fight forward. But
Until
C9
gift
just has
करो,
so
वाह
many
भाई वाह।
tools to win in these big team fights when they're combining all that initiator utility together.
And it's very easy to like push people out of those normal positions.
First blood's
because
crazy है
you think
बे,
about
तेरा
Fracture,
तेरा।
those sites are actually pretty tiny. So having that double blast to make players peek you out of Heaven on the B site or swing you from bottom of site over on A.
पूरा
you
game
force
एक
those
post
fights and
plant
force
का फर्क है।
favorable angles for yourselves on the attack.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason why Finesse ended up pine, right? They kept bullying his site. They were flushing him out of all those standard positions, using the Tejo utility to break the Killjoy util. It looked really well put together to start there for C9.
Yeah, I agree. I think C9 had a chip on their shoulder very clearly. They wanted to come out here, kind of just prove like, hey, we can't
especially.
compete. Yeah, for sure. And I most definitely feel like they did just that. But it's not about how you start. It's
भाई
about how you
Zeppa ने
finish.
भी बहुत
But let's
मारा
go ahead, though, real fast and get some words on the other side of the field. We got the Chicken Nugget King standing by with Rivington.
I'm joined by Bonkar right before game 2 here versus Cloud9. A really tough nail-biter back and forth, basically feeling every emotion there in that first game. You can't be too mad though with the way
Bronze tag कितने months लगेंगे Esports जाने में? साल
What are you
लगेगा।
thinking about game 2 to make that the win?
I think we just need to start faster and not sleep the first couple of rounds. I think really important that we got a couple of rounds there on attack and we almost made a comeback, but if we just start faster, it's going to be fine.
All right, start fast. Hope to see it, Bonkar. Thank you so much.
Coach Bonkar is 100% on the money there. Start faster. That's literally what happened.
That's been the problem with Finesse and
That's
NRG
true.
and Optic before that,
Bonkar got the memo.
and V before that, of these slow starts. There's a history with these guys, right? They come into a tournament. They almost always lose their first match, even when they win the Super
Because
League.
I got just
Lose
for
the first
dedication.
match.
Thank
Go down
you.
below. They won that tournament. This is a perennial problem for Finesse. So
I don't think this is real.
It's so real.
It happened in the
Masters
Super League.
Copenhagen.
I hope ये map
champions.
3 ना जा
You're
पाए।
cherry
back
picking.
then.
What?
I'm
what
not.
yes, okay, it's Sen City Classic.
Reykjavik.
They sweep.
Yeah,
How far back were you
an
going for
off-season
Reykjavik?
tournament.
ऐसे Watchparty के very unlikely.
They win
Possible
the
नहीं
first
है
game,
यार।
they end up losing that one. Like stage 1, they
But
win like.
kickoff is less important than those big international tournaments that they won after
But this
losing
is
the
कहेगा
first match.
सुबह 10
This is
बजे।
kickoff. So you're applying this logic to kickoff.
Yes, I am, because it's a
I think
known
this
quantity.
is fake. This is fake. This is fake narrative.
We're a man made of straw.
Okay, what's the takeaway?
Wait, did you just say he's a man made of straw?
What? What? No, I've got heart. Okay, I've got heart.
You just flat out said you soft. You gonna take
No,
that?
I didn't say that. It's
You gonna take that?
Wait, like
She's doing a very nerdy thing where
Yeah.
she wins the debate by calling me a straw man. Wrong.
I'm not saying you're a straw man, but you're saying you're.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're a straw woman.
This is your B-roll. Talk about it.
Talk about your B-roll.
Okay, no, actually, look at this from Mod. So Mod did some cool entry pathing. He satchels into sight like he's going up into tower and then walks to catch the player escaping from tower. I really like this move from him. And during that the start of the second
ये
half,
crazy shot था
I
बे।
did think that his just early openers were what got the momentum going back for this team. And you could see using some of that breach.
वो crazy
utility to
shot
flush out
था।
players worked nicely for them.
Yeah, Lotto was sick.
Yeah, Mata was awesome. I mean, really, like in that series, right, or in that map rather, you know, I was so, as everyone was, concerned for NRG, but to see that bounce back shows me exactly what
अभी C9
Coach
का
Bonkar
map
was
है।
talking about, the slow start. They got to make sure that they do not allow
Kings
that to
League कहाँ है?
happen
Sorry
again.
है।
And to make sure that it's not a thing that we talk about, I think you have to
You
really
think
come
we
out of the
can
gates swinging. You
see
have no other
third
choice to do
team
it.
as dominating PRH
Truthfully,
changing this
I'm
season
not
in
worried for
Pacific?
NRG with
Very
how they showed
unlikely.
in that second half. I do think Finesse and Ethan need to
But what happens
step
if
up
the
in a
same
big
thing
way.
happens again going into that?
They're going to be warm after that second half.
yeah.
I would be shocked if they came out the gate with another like horrid half like
Okay.
they had at the start of Fracture.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah.
Pro.
That said, I would say like Lotus coming up is historically a very good map for C9. I would
Who's
not be
gifting
surprised to see them
$1
run something similar in terms of comp with like the double circle smokes. I think we're actually pretty.
इसमें होएगा क्या
Zeppa's
chat?
Clove was great.
Zeppa
Bridge
individually
Teo
on the
race?
looked ridiculous, but also
Yeah,
I think
Bridge
just the
Teo
way
Jet.
they were causing havoc on sites because they have extra smokes like drop down in the middle of a site to like create new angles to aggressively swing through. Like in that first half, C9 were winning rounds by just disrespecting and pushing through some of their own smokes to take times towards spawn or just out in the middle of the site that NRG weren't ready for because you don't play against that type of comp every day.
Really curious to see what they're gonna run on Lotus as well because we saw a pretty old comp,
Vice
2023
भी ले
old
सकते हैं इसमें.
EG, but they were innovating on the offseason, so maybe NRG have something cooked up for us.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Well, we're going to be getting ready for match 2 in a few. Agent Select is going to be coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Go scare some crows.
20 सेकंड का ब्रेक अब नियॉन नहीं देखने मिलेगा शायद सब देख रहा हूँ कैसे वाइस हेटर से वाइस प्लेयर बन रहे थे कुछ ही मैप्स में खेल सकते हैं यार वाइस
Welcome back. Map 1 delivered in every way you could possibly fathom. And guess what? There's more. We still have to play Lotus. We're going to get into Agents in just a moment. Dre, any like, big takeaways after that first map?
You know, when I think of this matchup, I think a lot of players are, or a lot of people out there are like, okay, Mod versus Oxy. But what we just saw was truly Bongar versus Mitch. I swear the battle of the brains, because it was so evenly matched, but the game planning from both sides on that attacking side, it was like this back and forth battle, and a lot of the reactions were the same.
Why Boncar
Good morning, good morning.
Because they were coaching IGL duo for
broken
quite some
bus
time
over
on
at day.
Esports. So
सारी teams
this
ले
is
रही है
like
एक
the
reason
mind
की
game
वजह
that
से
you have to deal with.
मैं
When
रात
you're
से
in this matchup, you have to think about that like, oh, he knows my tendencies, but I know his. It's kind of like that Spider-Man meme where like they're both like, hey, I got you, you got me, you know what I mean? So it's a battle of the brains right now, and it's really who can adapt the fastest, and it was Cloud9 in that overtime that adapted very well.
Battle of the Brains sounds really good.
बहुत सारे लोग वो वाले मैच से हैं कौन सा हो
I was looking at Zeppa versus Mata, and how that played out. I think Mimi touched on it on the desk. I mean, Zeppa carried through the first half. We mentioned it, 19 kills, and was a little quiet in the second half, but he was the one who got them over the finish line. I want to say it was a 3K in that last round of overtime, which was, I mean, exactly what they needed. And, you know, I do want to touch on the NRG starting slow conversation or debate, if you will, that took place on the desk, because I do think there has historically been that issue where they do kind of struggle at the beginning and then they go on crazy runs. We see Agents like come through. Your thoughts on this? The Vice on Lotus, is it make you feel a certain type of way?
Oh, it's definitely legit. The reason why I like it as well is now Finesse isn't stuck on site within playing with his Killjoy utility, right? He's not going to get bombarded by a Tejo. I mean, you would think, right? There's less of a chance, right? He's more free to roam around and play in certain spots, so I think it's been really good. The Flash is really good to take a lot of space on the attacking side even, which is where they're starting.
भाई लड़का लोग का एंट्री नहीं है कि क्या सीन है भाई?
Cloud9, I like the deadlock. I like that they're running the deadlock here. I think it could be very annoying on this map. We've seen a lot of players use it, and it can be so cringe. That's the word for it. It's just cringe.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen both sides of the spectrum there, where deadlock is incredibly annoying to play around, particularly on C, and then there are other times where it just seems like it's pointless, right? So we'll see which deadlock we get this time around, as Cloud9 will be starting on the defensive side, and lo and behold, Net is playing towards C. They're not going slow about this at all. He might be dead.
Oh,
yeah, he's entirely dead. That was such a cool combo.
What a sick trap play.
The paranoia, the net, and then the salvos.
Instantly going to re-clear front B as well, getting all intro. There is no speed up here, but the lurk now identified.
Oh, साइड के अंदर आए किसको पता नहीं है.
Slowly crept in here.
I think they are, because they have so much of the space.
नहीं पता नहीं था बे.
So they've cleared A. They know about B. They're going to take a step back so they don't get overwhelmed, but they know where the hit is.
And they're worried about Mata making this play as well. Both members looking at both sides of the smoke.
classic and 70 HP. Psalm will fall.
Zeppa is just not slowing down yet. That's 2 to the round already.
Bridge turn bhi
First
hai.
one off of utility. Second set of missiles.
This is not secure though. Spike has been going off.
Shot.
They face into these kills.
भाई FNS भाई
Could be disaster.
किसने गुस्सा
After
दिला
all
दिया?
of that from Finesse, it was not enough. Mitch gets 2, Cloud9 gets the pistol. And
क्या हो गया FNS को?
what was that?
It was a battle of the IGLs at the end of the day, Doug.
Last game
Finesse,
मुझे सारे
he
kills
actually
एक
stepped
round
up
में.
huge in that pistol round, but just feels like whenever he's doing the most, Energy seems to not win. I guess that's the story. Continuing over. He had 3 to his name in that round, the only one picking up any kills. But this trap play, this was an amazing highlight.
Such a cool
बेचारा
setup.
बे.
You see Mitch there getting a couple of kills. Nice, let's go. Was hoping
Big
we'd
Mala
get to
from
see
London,
FNS
love it
get one
you.
more time, 'cause, I mean, it was pretty.
But the deadlock, Nade already getting value right there.
And that would be cringe.
Oh my gosh, it's so cringe.
That is.
You
what
get
that would
deadlock
be.
Nade and then missiled.
You're just sitting there.
I said GG, go next for me. And now you have to worry about that everywhere. Imagine it on the retake. What if they hold on to it? You're playing in sight. It's over for you. See mount control again. Orb was gathered by Mata. And NRG, it seems like on these eco rounds, they tend to try to grab as many orbs as they can.
भाई
Front
B
B
पे
was
वापस
also grabbed.
Infor उसका combo है.
Not ready yet.
It's very smart because you're already at a disadvantage. You might as well try to get any type of things in your favor.
Sure.
It's going to be a deadlock trap on this wall, but
God.
Zeppa, he's so sharp right now. He's so informed.
See the missiles out again. He still has his stun. Regen are
Oh,
relentless.
yo.
Yeah, a bit of a misfire. That will give the plant to NRG as well, so
Spike planted.
pretty successful eco round so far, even though they dropped early. But there's just too much utility.
Yeah,
बहुत
the gun
ज़्यादा पे.
display, or the gun difference.
और सब एक लाइन वाले यूटिल थे पे. Breach stun एक लाइन, Omen blind
Almost
एक लाइन.
flawless.
Zeppa with 4, he has his ult on.
दो
line,
लाइन
not
में तो
going to
साइड
get the
खाली
bird.
हो जाता है.
Remember here, they were able to win the bonus on the first map, and that really was the start of a mess for NRG.
Yeah, and having the Armageddon puts you in a
तेरे
really
इसका मैच
good
कब है मेरे को
spot.
डेट याद नहीं.
I mean, you could really opt to just stack one
Good morning,
site,
boys.
play
Good
full
morning.
retake on the other, because that ult basically clears out most of the lanes that you're dealing with. Like, that C site gets cut absolutely in half.
किसी लड़की का आवाज आया ये पढ़ के. ओके हाँ बस.
Yo, somebody backstage doesn't like Cloud9.
I promise it wasn't me.
That's crazy. Someone misses Rossi, I don't know.
Yeah, that was insane.
We can see a hater चिल्लाया वो
What's the buy
लड़की ने.
situation look like for Cloud9? A couple Bulldogs, an
You're
outlaw
such a hater.
for Vic. And another speed up towards C. You imagine they get the orb from Ada and then they reset, as has been the case. Meanwhile, Sam just
Mitch
crept his
कैसे
way out
मारा?
towards A.
Very smart play from Sama. Perfectly timed lurk. Based off of all that pressure energy showed towards that C mound.
Well, and I think just having playing around his own orb so that he can get across. Well done.
And it's scary too because you heard the door open. You know the Rays invested his nade as well.
Do they fully commit to this? With the wall in their face now, they are stuck.
यहाँ पे combo रहता ना
He's got
गाप
some
फटती
utility
थी
out and
सबके
ready.
अभी.
To the top of the spike. There it is.
They're gonna get flushed out, but the spike should commit. Mata does
कैसे
fall
नहीं
decent.
निकल पाया वो?
Snappy on the first. Sam's gonna try to do a bit of the same, but he
One
cannot.
enemy remaining.
Now Net left standing by himself.
Race कैसे नहीं
NRG
निकल
get
पाया?
the first round.
Yeah, it was a good try on the retake. Sam, I think he had such a big
क्या
kill
हुआ
there
था क्या?
on the Mitch. Taking out the breach utility very early on. Sneaking, weaseling his way
क्या हुआ था?
towards that rubble area.
Breach stun के साथ ult
And
मारा
if
था
he's
क्या?
already getting kills like that on the lurk so early on, it's gonna have Cloud9 have to invest a lot of utility or maybe keep an extra guy around to do that reclear.
stun में timing गलत है क्या? हाँ.
Light armor on every member of Cloud9. Quick break the door into pressure applied towards A main. There's a lot invested here.
Yeah, and this time it's a swap. Sam
भाई
is
इतन
lurking
का
towards
पोजीशन
C.
टॉप
They've inserted Oxy.
I don't think they're aware. I don't think NRG are aware of this.
Ethan's up too.
ओ रेडी था ऑक्सी
Way too far up. Nobody really to help him trade at all. That prompts the speed up from Sam towards that C mound area. But look at that deadlock stun that Vic is able to play off of.
अब
There's gonna be a lot of delay here.
ठीक है हार गया अभी तो कोई
Oxy,
भी
he's got
साइड
the
गया हार गया
showstopper for the
भाई
retake as well.
वुमेन ब्लाइंड ब्रीच टर्न नेट रेस आउट सब
Head
आएगा
smokes. They've already gotten past it.
सारे
They realize
यूटिल से भाई
that window of
सारे
opportunity is
यूटिल
closed. Finesse is gonna have his ult off of this.
हार गया ना
Spike's ultimate could
ये राउंड
pay out. There's that flash to take deep spawn, but the problem is there's a showstopper
क्या
on the other
करेंगे
end.
Do they
लग
scale?
गए
It looks like they want to try. Oxy popping his ult. That's gonna be the only real weapon they have.
Oh,
Forced back to
ब्रीच
secondaries.
टर्न किधर था
good nade.
मर गया
Really good.
ओ
Most of their attention is back towards Spawn for good reason. That's the only one who is elsewhere now, rotating back over. Oxy trying to funnel his way out. He's gonna get the best amount of Mitchell too. They've managed to claw their way back in.
क्लोज था
What a gorgeous retake!
It was beautiful, dodging
Close
all the
stop.
utility. I don't know how Oxy made it out of that alive in spawn. But then the scaling and the pacing on it.
कैसे इतना गया क्लोज
They all run out of spawn together. They understand with Net's jiggles that there's players
एक
in
util
that
left
water
right हुआ
area. And the breach utility from Mitch, he's so good at these characters that are able to initiate, whether it's the KO,
एक यूटिलिटी को उसको लेफ्ट राइट
KO.
गया
Now the breach.
Very nice retake. You saw, I mean, they were able to apply pressure.
एनर्जी का राउंड था एनर्जी का राउंड कोई भी एंगल से नहीं था सीनन के राउंड था कोई भी एंगल से एनर्जी का राउंड नहीं था
Outlaw in the hands of Oxy. He's not going to have to deal with it quite yet.
Oh my god
Freebie for Net. An absolute freebie for him.
well again there is a bridge
Walls gonna get
turn
broken down. They still managed to get the spike.
there is a nade there is a woman blind
The thing is Net has his ultimate right now. It misses though. Nobody grabbed from the side of NRG.
And so now they can still play around this pit. Verno has his ult too.
Oh my gosh. Verno's dancing.
Yeah, if he manages to stay alive, yeah. That's gonna buy a little more time. Not really tagging on anyone though.
Heavy
They're gonna be able to
util.
run right into this model. So much to do. Trying to keep up with Oxy and he can't. Once again, a beautiful retake from Cloud9.
Mata tried his best, but he just couldn't quite
The
track him. It looked like he
only-
ran out of mouse pad space.
winning
And then Oxy on top of that dunks on
condition
Finesse.
for energy is
How was he able to maneuver through
trade
that
and
Viper's
play
pit
for picks for
while getting full
first 1.5
spray down and
minute
still find the kill? I mean, it must have been chaotic on his
साइड
screen.
फाइट वो लोग खेल ही नहीं सकते 0% चांस
So impressive.
0% चांस
That's that freebie. Oh,
पीछे
it's
हेटर
actually
कैमरामैन
Zeppa that takes out Sam, but the diversion of Oxy.
Let's go!
These retakes are problematic. They have been that for NRG, and I think again Cloud9 showing that they can
Oh,
stand in
man.
here with the best of them.
And Net on Lotus, it truly does feel like he's so comfortable on this map. He knows when to spam, he knows when to play retake. And apparently Sam knows when to kill Oxy.
And Mitch.
क्या हो गया भाई सॉम
Might get a shot at Zeppa too.
Oh, wait a second. Nobody clears this.
Nope.
Nobody clears this!
Not one.
Oh my
Bro,
gosh,
what
Zeppa
the
with three!
fuck? हाथ का राउंड था
It's not real.
Beautifully played.
कैसे कुत्ते कुत्ते ने देखा
And that's the ult into the next. Mike could have shot
ओ
at the
उसको
ace
एस
here.
मारना ही पड़ेगा
Oh
अभी
my gosh, if he plucks the showstopper out of the sky before falling, this would be
Mata has
really something special.
Mata has a shot at this. The spike is out of reach. For as explosive as the round has been, it now goes deadly quiet.
30 seconds
30 seconds left.
Neither player willing to make a mistake, willing to give anything away. Now Zeppa on the swing.
oh my god
He couldn't get it on Fracture,
Oh
but he
my
gets it on Lotus.
god.
The Cloud9 special. Doug, he is 15-3. It's been 6 rounds.
He's just insane in the first half, huh?
He's out of this world. He's not human right now. He's an alien.
कैसे भाई? कैसे check
a
में किया भाई?
ridiculous ace there, which gives me an opportunity to talk about the iBuyPower ace. They're giving away a PC for the first ace of the week, and then everything after that, a $100 Riot gift card and $100 in iBuyPower rewards. Follow at iBuyPower on social media and use hashtag #UnlockYourAce
इसी मिल
for
रहा
a
है.
chance to win. And yeah, holy smoke, Zeppa.
Yeah. Yeah.
15-3. The kid's nuts.
Nobody clears the corner. It's so rough, especially in the mid round. If you play there right away, okay, sure, you might get cleared.
Yeah, spammed, you know, anything.
Yeah. But Sam with those 2 kills, he thought surely there's not a third. We have a free sight. Zeppa just strikes right in the back. And that's his second Teo ultimate online. The first one wasn't able to get too much value. I'm wondering what Cloud9 has to cook up with this one.
Dude, it's round 7. You're right. He has 2
I
ults.
told you, man. This man is not normally in the server today. But he looked like this in the offseason as well. That's the impressive thing. He stepped up to a different degree.
Speed up towards C. The eye's already out. You've got 1 sensor there. That has been cleared.
Oh, ये big kill है.
Even with that in mind, they're choosing to
ये लोगों को
persist.
घुसते रहना पड़ेगा यार.
Now remember, that's historically been Finesse in that position.
Yeah.
This time it's Sam. If they try to flip back, they're going right
Oh.
into a lot of this pressure.
भाई
One shot
Sam
from
को क्या हो
Sam.
गया है?
Though.
ब्रिज टर्न है अभी भी रिटेक कर सकते हैं.
Zeppa has his ult, as we mentioned at the beginning of the
टर्न आउट
round.
के साथ.
Does he like the
नहीं किया रे
fuse?
combo.
Does he hit the big red button, or do they hang on to it for the next? Mitch has been spammed through.
Oh, no way.
Zeppa getting another 3v2. Still a winnable situation here for Cloud9.
He's using it.
Time है.
Can he funnel out of this? Tries to get past
Time
it.
ही
Time
नहीं
is
था.
short. Time is really short.
Okay, that was sick from Ethan. I don't know if anybody caught that, but he TP'd out of the Armageddon. It's very small. It's a very hard round to win for Cloud9 anyway, but still.
वो तो easy है TP out.
The timing you need in order to dodge that, that's sick. Look at this.
Huh?
He dodged it completely.
And then gets a kill onto Zeppa.
Radius के बाद TP मारा
NRG
normal था
just
वो.
decided to run it down. They've had enough of getting bullied by Cloud9.
क्या
Bruno,
timing?
he got that entry, taking things into his own hands.
A little bit of utility applying pressure towards door.
It's so cool, like the default that Cloud9 have been running with Mitch stunning from that door and the rockets coming out from B. But it looks like it's going to get punished. This
Deadlock land agent क्यों है?
B main.
The shot triggers the stun. Now they know where he is. Do they try to hunt him down? Yes, they do.
Beautiful.
Deadlock land agent क्यों है? Right here,
Zeppa
guys.
removed from the server. Now the spike planted. There's still a lot of retake util here, though, for Cloud9.
Right here.
Breach ultimate showstopper online.
They're in a really good spot here. That's going to tag a couple of members. Mitch trying to spam into the smoke. They both get dropped.
Smoke
Still
में
all
दोनों के
pockets,
लग
still
गए one
kills
tap.
found.
Stun में वो भी.
But Vic has been left on his own. All eyes onto the newest addition to
Shot.
the squad, and he cannot convert anything.
Gets deleted from the server. Furno, it finally looks like he's heating up. His aim is on point. This is what we've seen in the offseason. He was the MVP
Combos
of
रुक
Soup.
गया है. Time out लेके
Best
combos
KD.
पे focus करो. ये लोग क्यों straight fights ले रहे
Will
जब
be a
इतना सारा
Cloud9
combos कर
timeout, a
सकते हैं?
smart moment, because it kind of does feel like NRG is getting back into the swing of things. That's 2 in a row now.
Come back.
Cloud9, they want to stop all the momentum. Probably going to lose this next
Clean
round.
in for
The money
C9.
isn't that great. But this timeout is for the next.
खाना खा लिया? Yes sir.
Hopefully they can ice some of these players on energy like Verno.
I'm trying to figure out how anyone ices Zeppa.
I don't think you can at this point. He's just too consistent. I mean, you got to keep him off of a Vandal or a Phantom. He's a Phantom player. You got to keep him off of that.
He had 19 kills in the first half of map 1. Currently sitting at 16 kills. And we've played 8 rounds. That's an I mean, that's just dumb.
It is outrageous. But NRG, it looks like they have gotten a read of things. They've gotten a read of some gaps in Cloud9's defense. Now opting to walk into areas like that front B,
सुबह dinner करते हो मत करो यार.
work. And I guess that's just the problem with running a deadlock. You can shift past those trips, not have to deal with them until it's already too late.
ये अच्छा deadlock और Theo एक साथ खेलने का.
Similar look for the defense here for Cloud9, the stun, and then you imagine some of that raise utility, and there it is. That stun nade will give them a little bit of presence.
Yeah.
Aye.
Wow.
That hurts, but that hurts more. Great shot from Mata.
Ruba shaking out Mitch as well here.
Yeah, he has to be spotted.
And if not, the Ruba.
I mean, he got one for his troubles.
Yeah, I was going to say if not the Roomba, the Prowler, but jeez.
Cloud9 filling in on all this space in spawn. Vic does have a gun.
ये लोग तीनों wall से cross करेंगे guys 1 2 3
Spice wall 2 will give a lot of info to NRG.
ये लोग तीनों wall से एक साथ cross करेंगे. Land agent right now.
Gotta get a move on.
Unsure about how much is there. Still concerned with smoke and stairs. Yeah, and instead of speeding up, they just want to fight.
Shot me.
I understand why. 4 for Mata. Finesse gets the last.
Dancing Divimbai, thank you.
You know what? I get it. The last time they tried to speed up towards A side of the map, Zeppa got an ace. Why not just wait and take the fight? You have a higher chance of winning.
Deadlock, all the voice, sorry, voice.
Yeah, I don't even know how he did that. He must have saw him just right on time.
दोनों वैसे ही है, दोनों लंडे
This is something new from Mata, an operator in play. He had an outlaw in the previous round. Maybe realize there's some success to be had here. And wow!
Same target.
That is such a hard shot to hit. You have to be so fast.
Mata shows that he's plenty fast enough. Verno getting the
orb to away from his
and a freeze on the round.
Yeah, I really like the smoke that NRG just threw out Ethan. Smoking the top site right now. Putting doubt in the minds of Cloud9, but it is cleared out now, so they are aware no one's actually crept into that C. Prowler in front B, I think it is heard by Zeppa, so he's kind of worried about it now. You see him looking back and forth on the mini-map.
ये प्रॉब्लम है ना अभी वो लोग को मालूम नहीं बी वॉकिंग किया है क्या किधर गया है कुछ आईडिया नहीं
where there's only one player spotting.
Mitch is playing in a position too where he can give up the space. He's not in real danger unless he gets one tap, of course, or that.
And with seeing a breach jump spotting from all the way that far back, it kind of makes it a little bit obvious that this is a retake setup.
उसने stun commit कर दिया मेरे को combo करेंगे वापस.
That might just be enough. How far up does Sam scale here?
Wait, they tap A and they're going to end B.
That's beautiful.
With a deposit.
They still have some of that deadlock utility, though. This is dangerous.
Yeah, could this be a little bit of an overcook?
Very well could be. 12 seconds left. They have to commit to it, and that's exactly what they do. One has been snatched up. They're trying to free him from the cocoon, and they do. Sam has fallen. Bottom one away from his ult, trying to stay alive. Manages to do so. His finesse is on the cross, providing safe passage as he gets another. But Mitch, the counter punch is there. 2 remaining on either side as the spike ticks away. Hearing some of the utility go through his net. Now creeping forward.
One enemy remaining.
With the net in hand, Mitch gets 3. Finesse will have to clutch it out.
Redemption
for his team. No. Again, the retakes from Cloud9.
A 2v4. And it's all because of this man right here on your screen, Mitch.
भाई वो थोड़ा timing हो गया यार song के साथ.
taking out so many of
तो
those
अब
players
क्या
in baby
टाइमिंग हो
door.
गया ये उसको एक चांस मिल गया था फाइट करने का
And that's just so rough if you're NRG losing a 4v2 in that fashion.
Bro, is that another multi-kill round for Finesse that they lose?
Yeah, every time it happens.
I'm starting to believe.
But Mitch was so clean. I mean, look at these shots. It really did look like the players of NRG had no chance.
आज कहने का पहला मैच है क्या पहला मैच मैंने स्ट्रीम नहीं किया कैजुअल था ये दूसरा है
Same setup here, establishing control A main, but this time Energy are way faster. The Judge connects, but so does the Rocket.
A great trade.
कुछ तो रोक दिया पूरा
The nade to follow up as well, so nobody else can run out. Now NRG have to reset the round. And it kind of feels like C9 are ready for this. Like, look at the positioning on the minimap.
Ultimate's ready.
They're a little ahead of the smokes, yeah. Dog confirming a little bit.
No
बाप रे
They can wait up the ult, but Ethan
Wait a second.
being able to see there's no smoke.
Spike planted. Last
3v2
player
now,
standing.
and it just got a little bit harder. Ethan managing to sidestep the flash. He has to give up a little bit more though. Playing on Knife's Edge, getting the best of Oxy. A 1v2.
It's planted for him.
ओ मेरे को लगा सैचल से
Spike
अंदर
hasn't
आएगा
landed that long. He's got to get a little active here. First bit of bullets going through. He's starting to smoke himself also, and he can spam and he connects. Leaving it down in a 1v1 against Mitch.
Oh my goodness.
Second tap, just a threat as the bullets.
पिंग भी नहीं
run
कर
out.
सकता
Oh. And Ethan hits the shot. The Red Bull clutch for NRG.
Last round in the half.
Ethan's
Ethan
so
is
good in
back.
these moments. Finally stepping up to the
Ethan
plate.
is back
So much experience on this man. And he's no stranger to spamming through those smokes. I'm getting flashbacks of Pearl and EG on that Champions run. But it's still so hard fought. I mean, if Fifth peeks out in that moment and takes him out when he's planning, the round's done.
Last round of the half, the bye for Cloud9. Spotty. Mitch just picked up his ult, and they're going fast towards A.
Face your fear.
The question is, can Net hang on long enough? How much damage can he deal? He's only got a stinger.
He's got to get out of here.
And they're all running right at him, but Verno stunned, hits the shot. And now the site is theirs.
Spike planted.
Again, worth repeating, Mitch has that Rolling Thunder.
ये लोग आल्ट मारने वाले ब्रिज का
Very
यहाँ से
careful.
Delayed by the wall for just a moment as Oxy gets on high ground. So
Yeah,
gets a shot in a
sexy
finesse.
blind.
Can't see a damn thing, but settles and
Oxy?
delivers. There's the ult that we were mentioning. It's going to tag up all of them. Vic filling in behind it very carefully, very quietly. Not able to connect onto Ethan. Zeppa's left alone. He's been a demon. Can he deliver again? Not this time. Finally, the retake attempt fails as we're tied at 6.
And what a comeback to the half for NRG. It was looking dire. They needed something. They needed anything.
There is no
And it was
way ये
Ethan
लोग
who
round
really
जीतते
stepped up huge in that
मैं
moment,
retake
winning
में
that
नहीं
what 1v2
हरा ही
in the
नहीं सकते
previous
थे
round.
उनको
This retake almost comes to fruition, but again, Ethan clutches it out, taking out Zeppa.
One enemy remaining.
It was looking very bad for NRG. But the thing is now Cloud9 are on the attacking end. They'll be able to set the pace. If they can get onto these sites, it's going to be very rough for NRG.
They finally figured out how to deal with that retake attempt.
Cute
Ties up
moment
the
हो
6
गया
piece.
आपसे
We've got
क्या?
Riv standing by with pancakes and paint from Shopify Rebellion right there on the stage.
Riot Games Arena, let's make some noise for these two. It's Paint and Pancakes, hailing from Shopify Rebellion. We all know that name, a powerhouse in the Valorant scene. Paint, I gotta ask you already, Energy versus C9. Is this turning out the way you thought it would to start off?
Honestly, I thought Energy would have a more stronger lead, I guess, against C9. I thought for sure that C9 would kind of like choke it up a little bit more, and Energy would just take the lead because I found them to be stronger practicing against them. But it's turning out to be really even and close, I guess. I was actually really surprised that Energy was able to come back on Fracture almost, but it turned out to be fake, so.
All right, how are you feeling about the game? It surprised you?
I came in here expecting like an FNS masterclass.
Okay.
And he didn't really do that for me in the first game, so I'm hoping to see a little bit more for the second and third.
All right, we've been seeing Tejo quite a bit. What are you thinking about this?
Tejo is like pretty good against Killjoy, I would say. So I think the Vise pick is good for Mr. FNS here, and probably close out this map too.
All right, all right. What about Vise for you? I know I switched it up. I was gonna ask him about Tejo.
Please.
I think Vise is actually really strong right now, given how much Tejo is able to break a lot of the Sentinel's util. So I actually think the Vise pick is probably the best against the agent right now. So.
All right, real quick, who wins?
I couldn't say, but right now I'm about to probably go with C9.
All right. Who wins?
NRG 14-12.
Oh, back to game.
हाँ एक और OT लेके जा काम तो है नहीं हम लोग को.
A second OT, back-to-back OTs. I mean, I'm here for it.
We can only wish.
Yeah.
We can only
It
wish.
ends on Demon One and his team as he's going to come back after being benched.
The thing is I feel like Lotus is definitely an attack side of map, especially when you're running that double controller. And Cloud9 did a great job of getting those early round wins off of the back of
Just
Zeppa,
watch
who has
good
the
game of
same
Valorant
stat
and
line
sleep.
as he had on Fracture. 19-9.
VCT जना Watchparty के लिए क्या
for
नहीं कर
Cloud9,
सकते
the
रे.
history doesn't
Team
repeat
region
itself
is a
because,
lot.
again, he was quiet in the second half of Fracture.
कहना में मेरे को सिर्फ EDG पसंद है. अभी एक टीम के लिए मैं नहीं
It's
कर
so
रहा.
scary having to play against this composition from Cloud9. You cannot really anchor these sites. Look at this utility.
Just reckless abandon. He just satchels forward past all of the Vice stuff into the smoke, still gets a kill.
The fast reaction on the flank though from NRG. It's
वो
really
लोग ने
good.
बोला
Look at the
सीधा
power
go
of the
करके.
deadlock. You have to transition through that B door. You don't want to get stuck behind there just spamming away.
I think they recognize that too, and that's why they want to try to scale and spawn. Finesse is here with classic light armor, able to get one. Mada's there with them. Two found in exchange. And now all the monkey business that's in place in spawn delayed the spike being planted. And now that's left Zeppa in a 1v2.
निकाल तो सकता है Zeppa.
A tap, a threat, and misdirection. A step made though, and that might have been enough to give the position away. Can Zeppa deliver once more? The high-low, that was dangerous.
He's got the rockets.
They're gonna have to scale ahead of this, or keep up the space. 47 HP for Verno, 82 for Ethan. And now they decide to go. They're both so weak. One
सारी
smoke
position कर
used.
रहा है भाई.
Can Zeppa do it again? A little bit of a reposition, clearing out the fade util. Ethan jumping on top of him, what a snap! But Verno saves the day for NRG.
One bullet away from losing the pistol round. But it's Verno that takes over.
Oh
Honestly,
bhai.
Verno, same, bro. Same.
He's not amused at all.
Looks
The
like
composure
trade
that this
promotion.
NRG roster
Catches.
has had, it's really showing in these moments. It was so close. What a flick.
क्या आप सिर्फ Watchparty करोगे? नहीं, मैं member zone भी मैं grind करूँगा.
He's like he's playing out of his mind. I haven't seen Zeppa play like this in years.
Right there.
But NRG, a must-needed pistol round win if they want to even the tie.
Very similar setup to what we saw in the pistol of the first half, trying to utilize the missile net combo. Not connecting there, but you see some of the game planning that they had around the Tejo.
And it does secure them an orb as well.
Race को
I mean,
full
that A orb
info.
is so hard to get on the attacking side, especially when you don't have the firepower.
Absolutely.
It's very impressive. Gonna farm another one as well.
Just realized there were two judges for the defense.
Yeah. Tap of the orb this time, and it's gonna be a speedy hit on the actual site.
With thorns at their feet, the judge does connect.
Yeah,
Now
that's
you
rough.
feel by.
The spit getting action too. This is a really difficult thing
मारा
for
फिर मिच
Cloud9
ने.
to be able to overcome here, and I don't think they will. Very clean eco.
Yeah, clean eco, very clean utility this time.
My question is though, I mean, what they saved two judges?
They can get
What does
don't
the
show
bonus
out
look
too
like
much. Done scene.
You know
क्या
what?
rank चल रहा है
I
आपका?
like the
Ascend
vibe
3.
just because of the fact that if you're not
दो
playing
दिन
up
से
front
खेला नहीं
and
हूँ.
personal against this composition, if you're playing far back, you're either going to have to go up against a brutal post plant because of the utility that Cloud9 has, or you're just going to get bombarded on the actual site. So I think the overall plan is to try to disrupt, take out as many players as you can before that site hit comes through. And what better of a weapon to do than a judge sitting in a corner, right?
Yeah. I see the vision.
Uh-oh.
Stun just barely tagging. Modernization by a little bit of time.
Uh-oh.
Getting two there feels criminal.
Yeah, he's waking up now. It was still a little bit of a slow start from NRG, but
भाई वहाँ पे
looks
लेकिन
like they're in
बंदे
the swing of
स्मोक
things.
में सैचल क्यों मारा?
You're so limited on what you can do right now. If you're Cloud9, you definitely don't have that
Sound
C-mount
आता है ना?
control. And now you're running into Vice utility, but there's already a heavy lean from
या फिर
Verno.
वो लोग को लगा नहीं रहेगा कि
He's
ट्रैप
going to be
प्ले
supporting
तीन बंदे
FNS here.
सीखे.
If not him, then the utility.
Tether can do some mad damage. I think what you're going to end up seeing here is Verno using a Prowler to identify if anyone is in this area after this utility has fallen.
It's a Guardian in the hands of Verno there.
It's an eye used inside.
Sam taking a little bit of space towards B. So the time, the clock really is running out for Cloud9.
Remember, the longer that Cloud9 waits.
30 seconds left. Good hit.
But that said, though, they are creeping up. It's not like they aren't gaining anything on the other side of this.
It's so awkward. It's so awkward.
अरे
And it's successful
कैसे?
for Cloud9. They're still a little bit outgunned, but
कैसे?
they're ready to claw this thing back. Slow and steady wins the race for Cloud9.
नेट के पास अल्टी भी है अभी.
Mata managing to clear that out. Meanwhile, Sam, we mentioned earlier, was taking the space towards mid. Now in a position to really be able to impact.
What?
Just barely dodging that.
Did he just jump over it?
Looked like he sidestepped. Either way, still alive. Zeppa weak. Net's the healthy one. This fight is everything. And Sam
By
wins out.
Som is him.
Zeppa's been good, but yeah, 33 HP and a 1v2 good. I
बेचारा
don't think so.
ज़ेपा timing.
Goodness. You just don't know when he's
By
still alive. He
Som.
might do it.
That's 9 for NRG.
But it's honestly a
Som
miracle
है.
that Cloud9 were even able to crawl back into that round.
Som है.
It looked like it was just all she wrote with the initial
है बे.
fight towards that C-mound area.
है.
NRG kind of letting things slip away in the mid-round there.
भाई यहाँ पे यूटिल का थोड़ा लेफ्ट राइट हुआ है यार.
It's Ethan again.
What a nasty flick
Yeah.
from that. And if that lands, maybe that's a round 1 for Cloud9. It was so close.
Yeah, because then it's a 2v1 in that situation.
And the last player, you know where he is. He's stuck behind that wall. That
इसको
deadlock
कौन
wall.
सेल कर रहा है सब लोग में पता नहीं. हाँ मेरी गांड दुख.
Cloud9, they're going to take another timeout here. They don't want it to slip away too far. But NRG, they're in the driver's seat. 9-6 right now.
That was a bonus converted too. The eco for Cloud9 should be bad. NRG, excuse me, are in a great spot here.
बाइंड हो ना. बाइंड पे
And we
मैं
didn't
नहीं हूँ
really
लेकिन
see much action from the actual
मेरे घर
judges.
पे
It
वो
was
आएगा अभी.
who got the 2-piece.
Right.
दाढ़ी वाला आया घर
You know,
पे
and first
दाढ़ी
question at the
बनना.
beginning of the round, how do you deal with 2 judges in a bonus round? You just don't.
You don't.
Yeah, Ethan just gets
Ethan
it
just, yeah. He hears the satchel, understands that he's going up into the one-way. Oxy had no chance at all to play into that round, but
फिर नहीं होना.
we'll have a judge of his own.
नहीं मैं मैच देखूंगा मोबाइल पे लेके.
This man can fly. If he can creep up close enough and use those
Get a
satchels onto the actual site
treadmill.
hit,
Even Tariq used it. Maybe
might
it
be able to
helps
get a
in
kill
staying
on one of these
active.
NRG players that are
सौरभ
dangerous.
भाई, तारिक के घर जैसा तू घर दे
Will be
दे.
another
ट्रेडमिल में
fight for
बना दूंगा.
C-mound from the side of NRG, but no one there
स्ट्रीम
at
में
this time.
कटवा लो शेप. पागल हो गए क्या?
You imagine that Mata's going to be left on that line with the Outlaw. And Sam is definitely communicating that it's an A default from the side of Cloud9.
He's got so much space.
Yeah, you're looking at the mini-map. Yeah, Mata has everything.
स्ट्रीम
right
चालू
now.
रहने दो देन.
This is
मैं
gonna
इस पे
prompt
जाके
a
देख लो
heavy
ना. सेम ही है. अरे बिना फेस कैम का स्ट्रीम करो तो सेम ही है यार.
Knocking of the door towards tree.
पूरा टाइम में कैम ऑफ नहीं रखा.
Nobody walks in. This looks like they might try to.
Is this your last stream before Walter? Yes sir.
What do you do with the vice util though?
ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अगर टाइम मिला तो शायद कल मेंबर्स ओनली थोड़ा वैलो
These
खेलूं.
guns,
लेकिन
these stingers, the judge.
this should be
is
the
so
last.
good to have on B. Wall gets baited out.
अरे Zeppa का HP देखो.
Mada's got a lot here to deal with. Yeah.
A shot
Net was
bhai.
ready for it.
Shot.
And Mada, quite frankly, was not, and now they can push up with the judge.
क्यों बैकअप नहीं
Finesse on
दिया
the counter.
FNS ने तभी?
Again, the stinger is a serious problem.
Especially on B site, it's so close quarters. This round is over.
Sun था
It's
क्या?
a
Blind था
thrifty
क्या वो?
round win from Cloud9.
क्या scene? कहाँ जा रहे हो? बाहर जा
The
रहे हो?
lack of
4 दिन के
judgment
लिए.
from NRG giving that B
23
site
तारीख
for
को
free.
आऊँगा.
And the
इसलिए
proactivity
तो आज
from
दाढ़ी
Mist that
करवा रहा हूँ
stun
इतना
into
सुबह-सुबह.
heaven. That gives
फिर
Oxy
packing
the
करना है.
freedom to just run
फिर
through
shoot
with that
करना
judge.
जाने से पहले.
And yeah, stuns could be cosmetic, but
कल
Oxy's
सुबह का
gonna take that
flight
fight
है.
any day. He already only has a judge.
दूसरा एंगल देख रहा था. कॉल किसने आया उस पे पुश वाला?
Couple of weapons upgraded too. So it is still one stinger carried over for Cloud9, but a
फेंक दिया
rifle
उसने
picked up,
stinger.
and now they can invest around it. There's that kill.
Yeah, that was clean.
Shot
Very nice
पे.
from Net.
Gets an outlaw as well. I mean, if you whiff that shot, the round's done.
शॉट था बेयोनेट का.
Mada once again with an op in hand. He's gonna hold the B line against Oxy, who's currently
इतना
posted
यूट्यूब
up.
में ऑप कैसे करेगा मेरे को देखने का.
Yeah, he doesn't want the post plan of Cloud9 working again in this front B.
Surely you don't swing this dry, right?
Whoa.
Surely there's something with this. Satchels
connect.
away. Fortunately, too.
Wow. Nicely timed tether from Verno to stop the front B pressure.
क्या अल्ट मारेगा वो?
Cloud9 were ready to go in with that. Salatejo, rockets coming out.
Zeppa gonna have a hand at this again.
Man, it's proactivity.
Oh,
But they
the
don't
dog.
clear the right?
The dog went the other way.
ओ फिर भी उसने शॉट लिया.
That's a critical mistake.
No way.
And Zeppa pounces on it.
भाई 1 ही सेकंड
Now
लगता
be
है वहाँ
wide
पे करने
open.
को. क्यों नहीं चेक किया?
NRG at a severe deficit, and they're gonna have to make
Aww.
things work, and I don't think they can. Finesse left into 1v4, converting at least one, and the spike's out. They're going A.
That wall's still going to be up as well.
जो 1 ही तोड़ा क्या स्मार्ट है ना?
Yeah, maybe Finesse is just going to try to save the operator, bring it into the next round. That's such a big investment.
I think you are going to a G match
But
with this
again,
pick. Nah.
What was that re-clear in B? The Prowler never went right, and it looked like Mata, he had the intuition that maybe somebody could be there, but he looks away at the very last second.
बाहर जा रहा हूँ
And then
भाई
he gets
मैं.
shocked. Zeppa's there, gets a free 2-piece. Minimal effort in that as well for Zeppa.
Finesse waiting
मैं
for the
बोला
spike
था
to
ना
go off.
Sinan
Yeah,
जीतेगा.
I imagine he's gonna try to save that up.
Yeah, Net's aware though. I mean, Net will get an upgrade now. Don't know if he really needs it. He was looking so good with that Guardian in the previous round.
Still get Finesse.
He does. Okay, so Finesse will save the operator.
Stays alive. Clutching onto it. Now back in the hands of the duelist. And you take a look at that again. That's the play right there. It looks to the right, but I guess just not right enough.
बस उसका रिएक्शन था. उसने शॉट लिया
At
लेकिन.
first I thought the smoke was part of the problem, but
I thought they were doing it on purpose so he could actually get swung by Mata with the operator. I thought Mata was peeking that angle with intent. A little bit of a bait.
either way, bygones must
It's
be
off.
bygones. They're going to try to go fast around towards A. There's the rocket used. Mata falls. Again, the op. Not finding anything.
Oxy was too high in the
So
sky.
many utils.
Oh, that drone getting cleared out. Oh, really? Investing the ult here.
Hit nobody.
क्यों लेकिन?
But there is still a lot of Vice utility towards this C site.
That's exactly where the mad dash is. TP through. Ethan joins the fold.
There's the wall.
Zeppa's left alone.
He can't move.
Where's the punish on this? I mean, he might not have
Vice
to.
मरा?
Finesse might be
Oh
dead.
नहीं.
Oh, just barely gets
उल्टा
away.
मारा उसने.
The attack still in a really nice position. No flank to deal with, nothing else to consider. It's just Sam with the
Sam ने
op.
कैसे
Great
शॉट
shot.
मारा?
That might be the problem. Tethered into their position. Forced
क्या
to
ये
wait
लोग
this thing
निकल
out.
सकते हैं?
The
स्पैम वॉर
spam
चल रहा है यहाँ
back.
पे.
from Mitch.
Just one found. Again, Sam really doesn't have a weapon for it, but hang on, I might be entirely wrong about that. Now Pin invested. You hear the rattle
But I
off
think
of
ये
these
Pit
phantoms
उनके
trying to
लिए
spam
problem
through and
रहेगा
catch
ना?
any wandering target.
Considering Omen का
Binks
pussy.
is in a really nice spot. Mitch is too. Oh, he's going to play this up close. He knows.
Oh my goodness.
The play is telegraphed. Ness is waiting on the other side, and there it is. He goes down.
Yep.
Sam, again, in a position where you choose. Do you try to play this with the op? Do you try to save it? Choosing not to change weapons. He's getting surrounded. Here's the footsteps. Lands a shot. Waiting, beckoning for the
अरे
second
बहुत
swing,
दूर
but the
था.
distance is just too far. We're tied at 9.
Zombie को इतना दूर क्या कर रहा है? बैच
Vipers
प्लांट
for
नहीं है
that
उसका.
reason alone. You kind of give the post plant defenders a lot of room to work with. They don't have to worry about so many angles. You kind of cut the pie for them.
Nice try.
This was
उसमें उसकी
that
गलती नहीं
flying
थी.
rocket that Mata was just not able to
Last
see. He
बंदा
just
उधर
gets a
नहीं
glimpse
रहना
of that
था.
trail a little bit too late. Tries to land a flick, but
Considering वो plant last बंदा उधर नहीं रहना चाहिए
I
था.
think it just did a little
उसकी
bit
गलती
more
नहीं थी.
bad than good for the side of NRG on that retake. Now they're on an eco.
So I'm feeling some of that pressure. There is a gun on the field for NRG. Problem is, it's still towards B. Trying to make a mad dash back to where the hit is. If he tucks, there's a shot here. Mata does have his ult too.
Yeah, but look at Zeppa. Zeppa's just dialed in here on this flank.
He's in a great spot.
Yeah.
Also worth noting here, Mitch has his ult online.
Oh, man. It's going to be an absolute brawl.
The potential to inject chaos into the situation.
Okay. You know two are here at the very least.
Ethan has that paranoia ready.
Blind host on the other side guy.
Baiting out the Viper's smoke.
क्या मस्त जगह पे बैठा
Mata
ना
still
Sam?
has not moved.
Yeah, he's in such a good spot. Could be a
Sure.
round-winning spot, Doug.
Oh, but surely they think about the fact that B has gone uncleared. Surely they look. That's exactly what Vic does.
Oh.
And that's the gun. That's probably
भाई क्या
the round.
निकले भाई वो
Such
लोग
awareness.
लेकिन C9 क्या निकली है भाई?
I'm so impressed with how Cloud9 maneuvered around this C mound area and
घूमने
didn't
जा
take
रहा
the
हूँ.
bait of running into the actual C site.
And you imagine there's information coming in from other players in the mid round there, but you gotta give Mitch the credit there.
What a great call.
Oh, nice shot.
Wait.
No surprise.
Still a lot of work to be done.
One enemy
Oh, man.
Not fooled yet. There's the Mitch has the stun ready.
And he's got a lineup as well. You're not getting that one, buddy. Damage was done, though. That is an upside for NRG.
क्या करेगा यार वो?
I think the bigger upside here, though, is for Cloud9.
Yeah.
They've taken the lead back.
Most definitely. The awareness
पूरे Arsenal के
from
साथ जा
Vic
रहे
in
हैं
that
वो
moment.
top
I
secret
think he
है.
may have heard a step as well of Mata dropping from that little ledge. Yeah, that it really came down to that. The only rifle in play.
Not only the only rifle, but he had his ult.
Yeah,
and they were
showstopper.
all in B main there.
Yeah.
That's like a Razor's
Oh,
dream.
man. Great mid-rounding from the IGL.
Well, बोला था C9 जीतेगा.
So the last
Pinky
time
भी जा रहे हैं
out for
यहाँ.
NRG, suddenly they're on the back foot.
कितने
And this
सबसे
was
मैं
all
बताऊंगा 10
after a
करोड़.
timeout from Cloud9. Remember that, Doug. Cloud9 have run 4 in a row.
Remember in the previous map, it was NRG that attempted a comeback, and they fell just a little short. This time it's Cloud9 who's having their run at it, and so far, it's working.
I've been so impressed with how Cloud9 have approached both of these maps. The game
इधर
plan,
इस बार
it's
Watchparty
looked
में
great.
gifted कम हो रहा है.
The
हाँ.
hours that Imi has put in along with Mitch.
इनको कोई problem नहीं है.
You
हर
can tell
साल
that they
हर
have a
चीज
clear
होना जरूरी
understanding
नहीं
of what
है.
they want to do, what they want to accomplish with this unique composition.
4 rounds in a row. You're right, the work is paid off, but the job's not done.
Max ने बोला shoot के लिए जा रहा है.
Deadlock
हाँ, तो
ultimate
घूमने जा रहा
available,
हूँ.
breach ultimate available.
देखते हैं
On the
मिलता
other
हूँ कि नहीं
hand,
snacks.
we still have that showstopper. And a change of pace.
Verno's in trouble. Verno is the trouble.
कैसे कॉल नहीं दिया उसने?
He might get more.
इसने?
Turns the flash. Does get caught by the ult though. Mitch funneling in behind it.
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
That's one way to clear that out.
I've never seen someone use a raise rocket to get their teammate out of dodge like that.
Infinitely more efficient.
Yeah.
ये तो यूज
Numbers
से
the way of
अच्छा है.
energy now. But you can't count Cloud9 out.
I don't understand why you guys lie to us. We are your well wishes. Personal life का meaning पता तुझे
But I
दोस्त?
think this is going to be a fake. They could
हर
continue to
किसको
hit
कोई
that
चीज
B,
नहीं
but it
बताना
feels
तो
a
नहीं
little late, but it
बताना.
feels a little disjointed. Mitch is going to fall, and now the
lie
possibility
का
of that is
मतलब
gone.
अलग है.
Mata
लेकिन
was
अगर
so clutch
नहीं
this
बताना
round.
तुम लोग पूछते जा रहे तो हम लोग क्या करें?
Quietly working their way towards A. Here's Cloud9. Cautious to check every single corner. Peek under every rock. And now committing.
30 seconds.
हर चीज कंटेंट के लिए नहीं रहता ना दोस्त.
I'm all eyes on Zeppa right now. He's in such a
Mortal
good
का
spot.
10
He's gonna
साल
get cleared.
का रिलेशनशिप था.
He's
जिसको पता था
hearing the
क्या?
footsteps. He gets the info.
Timing is everything here.
Oh man, this could be very deadly right now, Doug.
Oh, but Psalm's going back. He's not.
If Vic can even just get one kill here, or a crossfire is able to be made.
And again, he's got all of this util. The paranoia is going to buy a lot of time, but Zeppa not choosing to commit to the flank. Vic getting one, Vic getting two. Forget about Zeppa. It might just be Vic. The field has now been equalized.
No way.
Off of the tap. Can Zeppa be a hero again?
भाई दर्द एजेंट है तो दर्द एजेंट.
And he gets the kills. Cloud9 gets
Dard
one in the
agent.
Red Bull clutch.
दर्द एजेंट.
It's just ridiculous what Cloud9 is able to do when they're down numbers. Almost converting a 3v5, now winning a 2v4.
मिस भी नहीं कर
Sometimes
सकता
when you
लगता
play
है. ऐसा
too
भी नहीं कि मिस
disciplined,
होएगा.
like NRG, it can work against you. You take a little too much time to clear out everything.
मैं बोला ना वाइब वाला बंदा है ऑक्सी.
The vibes have to be forgotten though, because we're right next into the next round. Deep smoke to provide a little bit of cover. Cloud9 uncomfortable towards A.
And Doug, even that Omen smoke that comes up, you can tell that there's a little bit of frustration, maybe lack of communication from NRG, because Cloud9 already smoked that off. There's no need for you to invest yours. So NRG a little bit flustered after losing that 2v4.
भाई heavy read हो रही है.
Back. They need to keep the mental strong.
टॉम के पास एक शरीफ है. क्या
There's
करेगा
so
वो?
much riding on finesse right here.
भागा.
Psalm's the one who's getting pushed back. And they've left net back A.
ए पे ट्रैप सेटअप हो सकता है चैट.
As
Omen
Nets starts to
blind.
bring forward a little bit. You see the rest of Cloud9.
Raise util.
There's a lot of the defense here.
Fade alt. क्या वो लोग कोशिश करेंगे?
Yeah, and they just don't really have guns straight.
30 seconds left.
Well,
Big pick.
Okay.
माड़ा ने मारा एक
Huge.
शॉट.
That Nate will buy a little bit of time as well. He's going to have to do it more than once.
बाप
But
रे,
a
मस्त
great
मारा
swing out from
ऑक्सी ने.
Oxy off the flash and the kill found. Finesse with the Bulldog. Trying to keep this thing
माड़ा
going
ने
himself.
क्या एक शॉट मारा बे?
Psalm is now
FNS
arrived up in
Indian
heaven.
Indian origin.
Cloud9 sitting comfortably on the site. And series point is what's up for grabs.
Oh man, the triple
दिया
swing on
भाई.
top of it. Cloud9, they're on point.
I mean, it's gorgeous.
वाह
From Finesse, still two more to be found.
हाँ.
No reason not to try to make a play here. He is weak, 60 HP. Can the leader roll back the years? No. That's Cloud9 on series point.
ऑक्सीजन एक मैच के लिए कर सकता है. बाकी नेक्स्ट राउंड तो इनका बाहर होना पड़ता है हर बार. यही है सीन है इनका. ऐसा नहीं है.
Pancake said it would be what, 14-12?
Yeah.
NRG?
Yeah.
Possible.
It is, especially when you look at the ultimates that are going to become available from the side of NRG. Wait, that
भाई
is
ये
crazy.
क्या शॉट है भाई?
Bro, that only works on land.
Wait, what?
क्या है ये shot भाई?
I didn't even know that was an angle.
क्या shot है भाई वो?
With a ridiculous entry and still losing.
क्या shot है वो chat?
That's rough. There's that grab net setup that we saw in the pistol round.
Bookending the map potentially. Success on the pistol. Perhaps here in the last round of the map too.
बच्चा कैसे Ethan?
Sam's going really fast, but they're all turning back towards him. He's only able to find one. Are they expecting a
miss हो
second?
गया.
And now the TP committed. Ethan here. Oh no. That's all right. I was scared too. They don't know. What is this round?
It's so interesting.
They're still gonna swing into it. Finesse only able to get one, and there's Ethan, the spike on the ground.
One enemy remaining.
Net will have to clutch this out on his own. Can he put them away?
Comment देखते जरा.
I have the spike.
Spike grabbed. Verno moving forward. Head spotted, shot not delivered. Ethan taking a step back.
Oh my gosh.
Not winning out on the fight. The two massive threats have been dealt with. Now Net can turn forward back towards A, but again, Verno ahead of it.
Shit.
The eye will buy some time. The spam not connecting.
30 seconds left.
भाई
Honestly
main
impressive
problem
he's
क्या
made it this
मालूम है?
far.
Wall, 2 stun, सब कुछ है.
This might be one of the silliest rounds we've ever seen.
100% duck.
Net marked, decayed, alone. With the prowler
वो slow
behind
क्यों नहीं
him.
डाला?
Net's still in a position to pull this thing off.
You can't hear anything.
Remember,
Oh, nice shot.
he was outnumbered. NRG will get to 10. Yeah,
भाई
now
वो
we can talk
comedy था
about
भाई.
It was so ridiculous.
we can talk
भाई
about
एक
how
और
we
बार
got to
please.
I laughed for so long.
Yeah, go ahead.
I cannot believe that FNS turns around, flicks Ethan in the head, by the way.
Yeah,
If
it was
that-
a- I mean, it
if
was a
that
great
was
flick.
big,
Yeah.
if that was big, Vic was deleted. But on top of that, Cloud9 didn't even hear that somehow. And this happened. It's just, it was ridiculous. But a great ult from Verno there to make sure that Net isn't able to hear the scaling.
भाई
The side of
मस्त था
it,
वे वो
yeah,
round
a
मस्त था
sigh of
वे.
relief for sure. That was one of the craziest rounds of Valorant I think I've
मस्त
seen.
था वे वो
Love to
round.
see the epic pen trying to break down that round. Good luck.
There's that big investment as well to get that A space of very unique Viper's Pit. This does leave tree open, but Energy are aware of that. That's why you have the Vice utility set up there. Flash delay as well.
The drone didn't tag anything.
सी जाएंगे लोग.
Flash didn't either.
सी जाएंगे वो लोग को मालूम है अल्ट की वजह से
Still a
एटलीस्ट
very
2
heavy
बंदे को
lead.
यहाँ पे
Mata
रुकना पड़ेगा.
pushed all the way up front B, hearing for that rotate all the way back.
Looking for the flash.
Finesse's ult here would be huge. But Verno, he's the only man in sight right now.
There it is.
Oh, this is big, but they have to aggress with it. But that Omen smoke is great.
The nade will help.
Oh my god.
But the thing is, I mean, Cloud9 have frozen in situations like this so many times and still managed to pull it off. They're gonna leave.
The rotation should be heard here by Mata though.
And they don't have a ton of time. So either they go into the pit or they go back B where Mata is, as you mentioned.
But he's not going to
We
peek here
will
because
see
if
that
he
in
falls,
a
the round's done.
I mean, the trampling of Clydesdales, he knows they're there, and he's biding his time. Patient with it.
A smart Omen ult invested very early on to guarantee that space onto C.
माड़ा का round है.
Mata has to go huge here.
13 seconds left.
Oh my god, Net is finessing around Mound.
Is he tucked behind the wall?
Yeah, he is. But Verno gets 2, somehow 3.
Net getting 1. He somehow snatched his
Mitch
way
ने
back
2
into this
मार
again.
दिए.
Hands of Mitch, the ult out.
1v1.
Shot delivered.
Oh my god, GG भेंट चोत.
Again. Doug, it's over. What a finish. What a way for that to end. Cloud9 shock the world. And 2-0 NRG.
कैसे?
The fact that Net's ult goes off right before he dies. Unreal.
This has truly been a close
भाई
series.
बेचारा FNS भाई.
Yeah, Cloud9 take this one away, but
आज
it was
के
hard
दिन
fought from
ट्विटर
both
बंद
sides.
कर दो FNS भाई.
Comebacks on either end. Crazy performances out of players we didn't expect.
हो गया
What a
guys.
huge dub for Cloud9.
That is it. अभी मेरे को पता नहीं मैं आधा घंटा क्या करूँगा. बट आधे घंटे बाद दाढ़ी वाड़ी करूंगा, फिर मैं नहा धो के शूट करूंगा और फिर सो जाऊंगा मोस्टली 10 साढ़े 10 बजे तक. बाय गाइस, बाय. आदियोस शेड्डी में पादियोस. लेकिन सुबह सुबह हंसी आया, मैं कुछ भी बोलो, मजा आया. हाँ चलो गाइस, बाय बाय गाइस, गुड नाइट, थैंक यू गाइस, बाय, लव यू, थैंक यू, बाय.
But when there's no hope hiding, no chance.